Very good, very good, very good, very good. And get funky with the music. Oh, yes. Very good. Jay Gabrew is here. Amish G, what's good? What's up, baby? How you doing? Come on in, come on in, come on in. Welcome to the digital Ashram. Miuk and Matt is here. Miuk and Matt is here. I hope there's some Muslims coming in because we got to talk about Jordan Peterson, Mr. Muslims. That's him in the background. You can see him a little bit. What a great clip. I saw the clip. I said, you know what? This is all I'm talking about. That's it. Enough of this. I said, enough of this. How do I show you the screen? I can't show it. It's back there. In the meantime, get funky with the music. Raise the vibration. We're going to raise the vibration. Let's not forget to raise the vibration and set a cold shower. I'm feeling excited. I'm feeling ready to have a little sermon. You know what I'm talking about? I'm ready to have a little sermon. I'm going to have a little sermon right now. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we got to do. That's what the community needs service right now. Listen, male suicide for you. Just saying. Is this going to show it? Damn it. Can you see it? Oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah, there we go. He's ripping right now, eh? He's coming in hot with these. He's coming in hot with these. He's bringing the heat on it. Have you seen the clip? What did he say about this? Well, that's what the episode's about, basically. That's going to be karma number one. Listen, at the end of the day, we got to raise the vibration. Right? You know what it is. At the end of the day, we got to raise the vibration. So I think this is, well, let's look at it together. And let's see if it was a community building vibration raising message or some right-wing propaganda. I'll tell you this, it's a lot of Hindu nationalists, which is basically every Hindu man who looks like 45, 50, pretty much Hindu nationalists, even if it's low-key, this is their wedding. They wish they could put a message over this. They wish. And look, I think it's important for us to watch as a community too, because listen, if I ever have to join the Daily Wire or some right-wing outfit, this is the kind of heaters that I'm going to have to do. You know what I'm saying? Let's be honest, guys. I might have to go right-wing. I've been playing with it and flirting with it and teasing it for years, but it might have to go like that because, you know, I mean, the vibration's high. The vibration's high. Thanks for coming in, everyone. You are loved. We're on Twitch as well. So make sure you hit that Twitch. Yeah, I'm just trying out some Twitch double streamers. Is this brother Muslim? What? Dude, the name is Have You Forgot the Uyghurs? And then the question is this brother Muslim? That's a very interesting way to come in. I like what you're doing. This kind of reminds me of like whoever comes into the cult rehab episodes and they come in with the name like Jehovah's Witnesses are child molesters. It's like their name. But this guy's at least, you know what? I'll say this. What you're doing, what they're doing, these are vibration raising activities, what you're doing. You're trying to raise the vibration. How's my connection, people? Because it's showing me that I have a very low... I'm a very interesting guy. Listen, I'm going to have call-ins later. And if you're Uyghur, there's a good chance that you're Muslim. And, you know, it would be great to have you on the show to really discuss what this message is going to be. But vibrations? Yeah, I think you're raising the vibration with Have You Forgot About the Uyghurs? I think it raises the vibrations. But let me just post something here. Oh, no, wait. Yeah, so we're on Twitch. We will be talking today. Let's do some Ashram announcements. Let me do some Ashram announcements. listen, my Wi-Fi is low and I'm coming in with a shaky connection here. So make sure if it looks a little tingly, that's okay. But are you hearing it okay? And are you able to follow? That's what you got to focus on, because right now there's so much source energy coming through. I'm coming in tingly. I'm coming in tingle. So we're going to fix that for next episode. But thanks for coming in, everyone. You are loved. Let me put on a little track, actually, while we do some Ashram announcements. And then we got to get right into this absolute heater of a video that Jordan Peterson dropped yesterday. Man, he's really bringing the heat right now. His new signing with Daily Wire. Man, I'm jealous. I got to be honest. Him signing with the Daily Wire and the Daily Wire in general. As a creator, you got to respect the hustle. And I've said this so many times. As a brown guy, sometimes I just think, do I go Dinesh D'Souza? Do I go right wing? As a brown guy, I go right wing. Doors will open for me. You know what I'm saying? And doors will open for the channel. Dude, we'd have like 1,000 people here if I was saying some racist shit. But we're not. And that's why we're a good, strong community of that's why the vibration is so high. But it is, look, DW, no one's getting DW numbers. And look, as we study this sermon from Mr. Jordan Peterson, from the professor, as we study the sermon, I think we're going to get the tips, tricks, the tactics that we're going to need here to build this channel. So let's do that today. That's going to be a good karma. That's going to be very, very righteous karma. Zemzem is here to receive righteous karma, ready to rip and dip, Habibis. Yes, Zemzem, come inside. And by the way, if anyone's Muslim, I would love to hear from you after we do the first topic. So first topic is going to be that. What else did I say I was going to do topics-wise? I posted the topics in the channel, actually, yesterday. In the community. Hey, you guys going in the community? Hey, stupid. You in the community? Why don't you check a community? Huh? I'll show you. The drip. See, you go here and go into community. And in community, say, what is the discussion? So did you guys do your notes? Because this is our... Oh, yeah, the strong dad. Dude, the Strong City cult clip. This is a cult classic. We'll call this cult classic. This will be our second karma. Japanese PM could be a Mooney. Well, here at what we do here. We're building a digital ashram. We are building a digital ashram here. We cover spiritual topics. We cover the cults. We talk every Sunday with ex-cult members at Cult Rehab. By the way, we got an incredible guest this week. Met her at a party last night. She was in a fucked up cult. Honestly, I went to a great, very inspirational, very vibration-raising party yesterday at this filmmaker. Like these filmmakers and these writers were just having a party, but it's filmmakers that get money and they make shows. So the head of development at this company invited us all to a little party, because I went to the Banff TV Festival. They want to get to know young creators. Not really young myself, but I look young, and they want to know creators on the come up. So I get invited to these parties. It was a banger of a party. It was sexy. It was like overlooking the roof. It was all the people I met in Banff, the Banff TV Festival. So it was a banger ass party. And while I was there, I met this girl who was in the ATI cult. And if you don't know about the ATIs, they're connected to the Duggar family, I think. No, not Duggar family. The ATI, it's basically like a patriarchy system. Like they have, Duggar family system. Yeah, it's fucked up, man. Honestly, though, I did feel good telling these people about the show because they were so like, everyone at the party was like, wow, that's great. You're doing YouTube? How do you do that? And Twitch? Like, they were so impressed. Everyone there, when I told them I was doing YouTube and Twitch, they were like, holy shit, how do you do that? Young man? You young man on Twitch? What are you, a teenager? Oh, very good. That's what it was. That was the vibe over there. Where the hell is it? Channel playlist, no. Cult Rehab, no. Duggar family system, this is it. So she wasn't in the Duggar family, but she was in a related one. Look at this. Christ, husband, wife. Husband, protect family, provide for family. Wife, children, managers of home. Yeah. So this is the Duggar family system. And then she said she was in an offshoot. So she's going to be coming in on Sunday, 6 p.m. Very cool person. Maybe I'll stream it from that film studio. You know what I mean? Just to give it that in person, that sexy feel. And then, this is going to be this is actually a first more indie, really, Cult Rehab. So far we've been doing the big players. Chris Shelton last week, amazing guest, by the way. If you haven't seen that episode, make sure you watch that. Monday, we actually had Chrissy Sharma on the show. And Chrissy Sharma, that became a bit of a Cult Rehab too, because she was saying her parents almost joined a cult. So that's very exciting. So that was a semi-cult rehab. This Sunday, we have someone from the ATI cult, and it's part of it's an offshoot of the Duggar family, which is good for us. We're always doing these big-ass cults. We're doing JW. We've given JW a lot. We've given Scientology their heat. Last week, we had a big player from the Scientology game on, Chris Shelton. Shout out to Chris Shelton. Thanks for coming on. Dude, that was an amazing episode. You can tell he knows how to talk. And this is what I tell all. This is why you got to watch Cult Rehab, because these people coming out of the cults, they're working like, you think the hardworking people in our society are the doctors, the lawyers. No, it's the people in the cults. 80 hours a week, 100 hours a week. You trained your worst enemy. The guy did 27 years, Scientology, 80, 100 hours a week. So work ethic through the roof. He does one wrong thing. I think I don't know if they shunned him or if they were like, you are not allowed to come back. But he started putting out the videos. He's at like 350 episodes of his cult rehab. And he's at 350 episodes of the Q&A thing. I got to ask him to do the show. I got to check it out and pitch him a good idea. Have you forgotten the Uyghurs? I would love to give my 2 pence. Yes, we will. Yes, my brother, we will have you on. Let me play another track. And let me just go through what all the topics are for the day. And then we're going to just start the Jordan Peterson topic. What a ripper. Honestly, I'm so jealous of these fucking DW guys. It pisses me off, dude. It pisses me off. They work so goddamn hard, don't they? Don't they? Right? They work so freaking hard. Okay, let's go to Camonte. See, you have to check what's happening in Camonte. Cult review, Strong City Daddy. Yeah, we're going to check that in a second. Japanese XPM Amuni. This is actually part of our karmas too. Man, there's so much karmas to do. There's the Uvalde shooting. Also, if you guys want to suggest some comments, that'd be sick too. But let's get into this. Let's get into our first thing. And let me just open up a little thing here. There we go. Dude, I can't believe this the Japanese prime minister. I think he's a Mooney. But I got the article. We'll read that second. We'll do that one second because that's a serious one. And then we'll do the Strong City guy third because that's a silly cult. He bangs his son's wife. Okay, didn't want to do the spoiler. He bangs his son's wife. We'll get into it later. Right now, let's talk about Mr. Peterson. Where is he? Where is he? A message to the Muslims. Man, when I saw this, I just got so excited. You know, I don't know what it is, but I just like this kind of like interreligious, intercultural politics. Since I was a kid, I've always been obsessed with this. Because it's a big politics, right? Let's watch it. Let's watch it and do the full analysis because this is a powerful sermon from Mr. Jordan Peterson. And this is what I mean when I say I'm jealous of these goddamn Daily Wire people because he just got signed by Daily Wire and the guy's fucking ripping, dude. He is really on a second hit. He's on a second rip of his life. He had his first rip, but it is a little radicalized, in my opinion. Anyway, let's watch it. Let's watch it a little bit.
Hi, all.
I like that. That's very friendly, very good for the community.
I've been informed by many sources and also observed online, not least because of my discussions with a variety of Muslim thinkers, supporters, and critics, that I have developed an audience in the Muslim world.
Wow. Yeah, it's on his channel, but guaranteed Daily Wire, this is Daily Wire production. He just got signed with them and he's dropping the heaters every other day. He's dropping a heater like this. Can you imagine? This is every Hindu nationalist wet dream. And by Hindu nationalists, really any Hindu man over 40, 50 years old, their wet dream is to drop a video like this. To just say, hey, Muslim, you get out of India now. Fuck you. Like they want to do it. They're too scared. Not even over 50. My cousin's like 25 or something. No, he's like 30 now. He's fully into it, dude. Every other time I talk to him, he's like, Amish, but why these Muslims are here? Pakistan for Muslim. Go. Anyway, let's continue this.
I would first like to say that I could not be more pleased or honored that such is the case. It has been so heartening to see that my biblical lectures, for example, attracted...
It's hard to tell if he's bullshitting or it's hard to tell if this is real because here's the thing. If he's bullshitting, it's a good way to start this because you can't just drop a heater like this. You know, you're going to get, like, if you come out too aggressive, you're going to get the jihad. Let's be honest. Right? Right. And like, honestly, But he is, the thing is, it is measured. It is measured. I think it's propaganda, but for more subtle reasons. But on the surface, he does do his due diligence here. He's starting off by saying, a lot of my audience is Muslim. I'm glad to see it. I am here for the Muslims. Like, he's opening with some olive branches, if you will, just to soften it up, because, you know, you got to be careful with stuff like this, dude.
A large Muslim audience, and that the comments from the Muslim watchers and listeners to my YouTube channel and podcast have been so extraordinarily positive.
At the same time, it is you're going to get conservatives in the culture that are like, yes, we need this in the Muslim community. There's going to be a lot of that. Okay, let's continue it.
And all this is lovely to see in the aftermath of the extraordinary Abraham Accords, which have laid out the possibility for peace between all the people of the book in an unprecedented manner. And I have something to say as an extension of all of this. Please forgive my presumption.
Man, that's very powerful, because basically what he's like, okay, it's a video, but as a professor, he is setting himself up as the top Guruji. He officially didn't go into the church, but if you think about it, dropping a video like this, he's saying, well, the Pope's not doing his job, so I'll do it. I'm the Pope. I am the great Guruji of the Christian society. I am the great Guruji, and I will tell the Muslims, this is what you do. That's what it sets him up as. And it's actually very well shot, because if you think about it, he's got the wood chopping in the background. That's basically showing you that I'm a man and I'm dangerous. I have an axe. I cut the wood. God damn it. He's in the woods. He's like, yeah, it's like a bunker. It's not a bunker. No, it's not a bunker. What am I saying? It's like, it is like, I'm a strong man and I can live off the grid. And as a big, strong man, and as the great Guruji of the Christian people, I will tell them, Musliman, what you are doing, Muslims. Let's continue it.
If you would. It is time for those of you in the Muslim world to stop fighting among yourselves, you Shiites and Sunnis. And also time to stop regarding the Christians, and even more specifically, the Jews, as your enemies.
This is where I feel like, you know, and look, we're going to have you forgotten about the Uyghurs on in a minute. All of what he said is cap. Wait, correct me if I'm wrong, because I am old, even though I look so beautifully young, but I am old. Cap means he's bullshitting, or cap means he's legit? Because so far, everything he said, yeah, it's him saying, like, I am the greatest Guruji. I will make the comments on this. I am the most powerful Guruji in the West. I have been signed by Daily Wire, the greatest church in the West. And as the great new Guruji of Daily Wire and the great big church of Daily Wire, I will be the Guruji that tells you this is right and this is wrong. I will set the tone of the morality in the whole society. That's what he's doing. So if that's what you mean by cap, I don't know. What does cap mean? Oh, cap means bullshitting? Okay. Yeah, it is like bullshitting to... Well, obviously you don't agree with him. I mean, if you loved him, you'd say that he's laying out his resume. No, but I know it is bullshitting. It is like setting himself up to say what, okay, now he's going to say what he really thinks. And he's already said, stop fighting amongst yourselves, stop fighting with the Christians, stop fighting with the Jews. See, this already, I mean, condescending? Yeah. This does play into the stereotype that, like, you know, these Muslims, they like to fight all the time. They're so violent, and I don't know why. You know, this coming from an American man, this, like, not an American, he's Canadian technically, but pro-Western, pro-American, won't say a word about the military. Is he going to say one goddamn word that the U.S. military is in the Middle East? Hillary Clinton even. He could have even included it as a Hillary Clinton thing, because Hillary Clinton emails that came out, because she was, as the Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton was causing fighting between some countries. Right now, the Americans are backing the Saudis, a dictatorship regime, a fundamentalist Wahhabist regime. They're backing Iran. Don't get me started on Iran. By the way, the whole thing of, like, stop fighting amongst each other, stop fighting with the Christians, stop fighting with the Jews. When you go, okay, here's the problem with all of those. The Sunni Shiite one, the Americans They fund money into that. He's not going to admit it, right? This is the problem, people, is that he's doing this right-wing propaganda. He's saying, Turnips just got here. Turnips saying, yo, 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 what is happening? Turnips, we just got to the point in the clip where Jordan Peterson says, hey, Muslims, stop fighting with each other. Stop fighting with the Christians. Stop fighting with the Jews. Enough is enough. Let's go back and watch it again.
Shiites and Sunnis. It is time for those of you in the Muslim world to stop fighting among yourselves, you Shiites and Sunnis. And also time to stop regarding the Christians, and even more specifically, the Jews, as your enemies.
Damn, dude, this lighting is so good too, man. Half of his face is lit. This is powerful lighting. What you're doing when you do the half face lit on a man, because on women, you're supposed to light them perfectly forward, everything symmetrical. But with men, you want it to be dangerous. Half the face in the shadows, half in the light. Showing you I'm powerful. It's like chopping the wood in the bed. This is great lighting. I mean, you're not supposed to do this much. There should be one fill, but I think they're going for something here. I'm a filmmaker, so I know. I'm a filmmaker, so I know this stuff. It's extra dark on this side. They did it on purpose. They're supposed to have like a little reflector. And listen, there's probably 10 people working on this. This is probably like a tight production. There should be a reflector, but I think on this one, they said, no, make it dangerous. Leave it in darkness. From the darkness, I will do my sermon. This sermon has to be delivered from the darkness. For the record, I, as a Muslim, do not consider Christians and Jews as enemies. Have you forgot the Uyghurs? Thank you. Thank you. Have you forgot the Uyghurs? Thank you. And honestly, just so far, what I've heard so far, this guy forgot about the Uyghurs. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that. Have you forgot about the Uyghur? If you think that he's going to give you maybe some kind of a Uyghur, hey, he's probably, you know what he's going to say? Hey, and the Uyghurs and those Muslims in China, stop getting caught up in those jails that they built for you. Stop being put in jails and be a Chinese, be a Han Chinese, and enough of this. That's probably what he'd say. Something like that. Basically just blaming everything on them. Sunnis and Shiites, by the way, Sunni and Shiite fight, the Americans really like to rile them up. Okay, there's Hillary Clinton emails that have proof of it. It's out there, people. Do your research. I don't care. But I'll tell you this. They are funding a lot of the fighting. They have a right-wing evangelical sect in America, 30%. It's like a big part of the money that funds Israel is coming from these evangelicals. They want Israel to be there because that's the only way Jesus can come back. And you know how much they love Jesus. So they're busting their asses, dude, giving billions to Israel, putting money into this shit. And then this guy goes, hey, Muslims, stop fighting with them. Are you going to acknowledge anything? Well, let's see if he does. I don't think he will. And I don't think we're going to get any mention of the Uyghurs either, brother.
Why? Not least because you have the enemy located in the wrong place. First, the best place to find Satan, let's say, is within. Wow. If you think that...
What a sermon! I knew this was going to be a good sermon. I can't believe he said Satan, dude. 1 minute, 37 seconds in. We should just... Babaji. Don't let Satan come here, Babaji. Don't let Satan come here. Fucking 1 minute 40. That's a sermon, people. Am I yelling too loud? Tell me if that yell is too much.
Because you have the enemy located in the wrong place. First, the best place to find Satan, let's say, is within. If you think the true enemy is in someone else's heart, then you haven't thought nearly long enough about...
Wow. That's why you need 1 minute of make it nice. First minute, he's nice. Now he's coming in with the rips.
About the darkness within. And you have therefore fallen prey to the most subtle temptation of the ancient demonic spirit. So your best bet on the spiritual warfare front is to make of yourself and your Muslim practice something so admirable that the light shining from your well-constituted psyches and productive, generous, and wise actions is so intense that people convert to your faith from sheer admiration. There's a goal. Second.
Wow, dude. We should stop at the numbers. Is he going to do a number for each one? Okay, so first point. Okay, so 1 minute he did his own. This is great spiritual analysis, by the way. Fantastic karmas, everyone. Chainsaw, what's up? Bolt is here. Olympus drops. Yeah, good point, Chainsaw. Yeah, that's a good call. Richard Matthews. Wow, that's a perfect time to take a break because he said number 2. So like, okay, so we have an intro and we have a number 1. But in the meantime, let me just say what's up to these people. Turnups, what's up, baby? I meant JP. I think he is overrated. Okay, well, let's not be rude. For our life, have you forgotten the Uyghurs? Chapter number 4, Surah Nisa, verse number 56. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We're getting into a spiritual discussion, are we? Have you forgot the Uyghurs? Have you forgot the Uyghurs? I want to make sure that you're the first guest on as soon as we're done the video. I want to make sure that you come on. As soon as we're done, if you could come on, that would be fantastic. I'm going to copy the clip and put it right there. Bing, bang, God is great. It's in the... I put it in the comments, but let me put it up as a banner maybe. Let's get the community in here talking, people. Let's get the community in here talking. That's it. Sorry, guys. I know it's a F-A-8-J-Y. And call-in lines are open. Just go to StreamYard.com/lowercase f, lowercase a, the number 8, YJ, number 4, MCM 7. All lowercase. So that's good. FA8, YJ 4, MCM 7. Come on in. We're going to talk about it. I'm not going to let anyone in. You can come into the waiting room now, but I'll put you in. We got lots of time for you to get that code. Again, that's StreamYard.com/FA8, YJ 4, MCM, and then the number 7. God is great. And hey, if you're in Canada, if you're in Ontario, make sure you get tickets. You sign up for my show on August 4th. August 4th, I'm doing a show in Mississauga. A lot of Muslim comics. It's going to be, listen, we probably won't talk about stuff like this. It's a stand-up comedy show. This is where I do, this is, you know what? And I just want to say thank you to everyone for coming in because one of my favorite things to do is talk about this kind of religious politics. And you guys are letting me do that. So God is great. Thank you. Benny Blanco says Jordan Peterson should stick to addressing American incels only. Strong words by Benny Blanco. Muslim, he's the Khalifa, addressing Muslims like he's the Khalif. What? How do you pronounce that? Well, Ali's going to tell me. Ali's already in the waiting room. Thanks for coming in. Chainsaw, damn, I'm from Mississauga, but I'm playing a show on August 4th. Chainsaw, thanks for coming. All good, baby. All good. All good. Listen, it's going to be packed. There's already a lot of people have signed up for it, but the link is in the comment section. It's part of the biggest festival in Canada. It's called the Bollywood Monster Mashup. It's the biggest South Asian festival in Canada. It's going to be a ripper. Again, we're on Twitch. Oh, the Twitch. No, that's not the Twitch link. The Twitch link is up there too. We're on Twitch. Where is it? Honestly, we've had so many comments. Good job, everyone. Twitch.tv/the-anti-cult cult. Yeah, make sure you join the Twitch. Twitch.tv/the-anti-cult cult. And Benny Blanco, thanks for coming. Happy forgot the Uyghurs. Bolt, Chainsaw, everyone, thanks for coming. You are loved. No, I love talking about this stuff. What a silly topic. I'm gonna continue the video. Let's go.
Far more unites you with the other people of the book.
Hold on. Sorry. So far, he did an opening where I'd say he said some nice things about the Muslims. Well, first he said that he has a lot of Muslim viewers, which is pretty cap, actually, now that I'm hearing it. That is pretty cap. That is like something that a comedian would do, to be like, listen, I got a lot of Muslim fans, so I got to talk about this. You know what I mean? Like, because so many of my fans are Muslim, I will have to talk about this. Like, that's like something that you would do as silly as a joke. He's saying it. At the same time, I know a lot of conservative Muslim guys. So I know a lot of Muslim guys who love it. They're like, he is like an imam. He is like unofficial Muslim imam for a lot of men. I'm not saying for everyone. We got Ali in the waiting room. He's going to tell us in a second what he thinks. But that was the first minute, was like saying some nice stuff. And then the first point he made was stop fighting. Sunni Shiite, stop fighting. Stop fighting with the Christians. Stop fighting with the Jews. No mention of U.S. foreign policy, anything like that. Oh my God, we got 2 people in the waiting room now. So I'm going to keep this video going. We're at 2:21. Yeah, let's finish it.
Far more unites you with the other people of the book, as your own prophet himself, peace be unto him, forthrightly said.
Bang, dude. You got to say that. You know what? The guy did his research. Say whatever you want. But he did his research. You can't say he didn't do the research.
Then what divides you? You all believe, for example, in a book. You all believe, for example, in God, and believe that you have an ultimate duty to that God. You are all followers of a prophetic tradition. And that is a tradition that unites the wisdom of the past with the vision and voice of those willing to see and speak truly and lovingly in the present. And you are all threatened, in a very real sense, by the system of vengeful Luciferian ideas that currently confronts all that is transcendent, traditional, and valuable on the sexual front, on the familial front, on the conceptual front, on the psychological and sociological front, and in the final analysis.
Okay, well, you know, this is where a lot of his fans are like, he's so deep that you don't get it. But I feel like that might have been some nonsense, right? Or can someone, well, we'll see if Ali knows what the hell
on
that
the
meant.
Theological front.
He's basically saying like, you're being brainwashed by terrorist ideology. I think that's what that well was. But he said it with big words. I don't know. I can't.
So how about
tell me if I'm wrong, and we'll rewatch it with Ali.
we all quit squabbling over trinkets and details and face the real problem. And I should also point out that it is not the individual carriers of the woke, politically correct, degenerate neo-Marxist ideas.
Dude, side rip, dude. Tangent rip on leftists. Stick to the Muslims, dude. This is a Muslim one. So he did 1 point. So he did 1 point, stop fighting with everyone. Second point is you're all getting brainwashed by terrorism type of stuff, type of thinking. I think that's what he was saying. I honestly don't know. And then third point now, he did a bit of a right turn into like, and by the way, the woke leftist mob ideology.
That should be regarded as the enemy either. First, we must take the idea that the satanic impulse within is the prime enemy with all due seriousness. Second, we must understand that even those quite possessed by the spirit of Cain that attracts and drives confused and lost people to the Luciferian ideologies of the materialist utopians are, in the ideal, fully redeemable and only partially consumed. Even the committed student ideologues who have, for example, attacked me and others like me rather viciously are generally, say, 90% or perhaps 80, reasonable and potentially civilized people.
That's nice. Let's give him 1 point for that. That's nice. Listen, you got to call out the bad stuff, but you got to call out the good stuff. He did like a tangent into leftism, wokeism, Marxism, but then he did say there are 90% good people. Okay.
Who could still see the light.
Oh, but he's basically saying like there are 90% good people who aren't becoming terrorized. Let's see.
Muslims, reach across the sectarian divide. Shiites, find a Sunni pen pal. Communicate with someone on the other side. Sunnis, do the same. And
Sunni, Shiite, start a pen pal. Every Sunni, every Shiite, do a pen pal. No more fighting. I like that message, actually. I'm going to give him another point. This is kind of like what I was saying with Ukraine, like with NATO. We got to replace NATO with a loving organization, proactive, loving organization. So now we're in the prescription part of it. I think this is it. So far, he's saying, do a pen pal. Okay.
Then maybe reach out tentatively to a Christian or even, heaven forbid, a Jew.
That's so racist. You guys hate Jews. These fucking Christians, they act like, oh, they're so... 20 years you've been friends with Jews. Before that, you hated them. You were fucking killing them. What is this? This is so rude. Oh, and he goes. Okay, first, step number one. Let's start baby steps because you're terrorized. Okay, step number one. Write a pen pal to just another Muslim. He should actually go baby step even again. He should be like, Shiite. Start a pen pal with another Shiite. Once that's going well, then go to a Sunni. Okay, it's going well, try a Christian. And then, God forbid, I know it sounds hard, but send one to a Jew. Yeah, Muslim. That's so funny. Let me
reach out tentatively to a Christian or even, heaven forbid, a Jew.
Heaven forbid. Heaven forbid you write a Jew a letter. You hate them. Stop hating them.
Because perhaps it is time for those who purport to be followers of God to act like it and to be convincing in those actions, even to those whose premature cynicism and skepticism have driven them into the towers of Babel, constructed by the avatars of the resentful intellect. Is there someone in the Muslim world willing to build an electronic system to bring people from the Sunni and Shiite community together? A place where people of goodwill could reach electronically across the divide?
Wow, so he's really following through on this pen pal idea. He's not just, you know what? Fine, conservative, fine, whatever. At least he's going tech with it. So I'm going to have to give him another
person
point
to
on that.
person, and to formulate the kinds of
I don't want to give the points, but he's saying at least you do it electronically, and I think he's going to offer to pay for
personal, trusting friendship.
You better fucking pay for it, dude. You put out a message like this, he's going to be like, I think he says
upon
it.
which a lasting peace truly might be founded. A place where Jews and Christians, willing and eager to open communication with their Muslim brothers, might do just that. There's a task for someone looking for a purpose, and it's an open invitation to do just that. If you build it, they will come. If you build it, get in touch with me. You'll figure out how to do it, and I'll publicize it.
There you go. So I'll publicize it. I'll publicize it. Hey, how about some money? No, not even a contact information. He goes, contact me. You'll figure out how to do it. Is this serious? Do you really want to help? Hey, you know what? Figure out an electronic pen pal letter to make you guys stop, stop fighting all the time, and reach out, stop being terrorists, reach out, make the system. And yeah, you know what? You figure it out. Yeah, contact me. You'll figure out how to contact me. And then if you contact me, yeah, I'll publicize it. Wow.
Thank you, all my Muslim listeners, watchers, and readers, for your kind attention and patience. I wish you well as you strive to become the light in the world that your faith truly demands. Let's see if we can unite as people of the book and negotiate our way toward the paradise that we might truly and jointly attain.
Wow, dude. The production value is so tight on this guy. Ali, what's up? Ali's in the audience, but it's not letting me unmute your mic, Ali. You got to unmute your mic or connect.
Oh, testing, 1, 2, 3. Am I in the room?
Ali, you are alive, baby. What's up? Thanks for coming.
Good.
Good. How'd you feel about that?
You know what? I have a mixture of emotions. So we recognize Muslims. Obviously, Jordan Peterson has good intentions, but he's just playing the Lawrence of Arabia role. It's just so cringy. It's like Michael Scott thought of this from Office.
Yeah.
Have a pen pal. Talk to a Jew. It's like it's like something out of a skit, to be quite honest. It's just so cringy.
It's so cringy. This is honestly, it's better than if one of my uncles did it, because one of my uncles would have been you guys are terrorists. He would have just said terrorists or something. He does okay, maybe I misinterpreted that.
God forbid a Jew. The hell, the way he said it, it was like the whole Muslim community got vexed. We don't hate Jews. We are the closest with Jews than anyone else in the world because we have identical beliefs.
Yeah.
Literally, we don't believe anything they do is blasphemy. We have political differences, but they're political. But in terms of theology, we believe in essentially the same thing. I don't know if you're Sikh or Hindu, but are you Sikh or Hindu? Sorry,
I'm Hindu. I'm Hindu.
So it's Sikhs as well. We have the idea of a monotheistic God. So we're closer to people like that. So Jews, we're actually very, very close to theologically. But obviously, Israel and Palestine, that's got nothing to do with Judaism as a religion, because obviously, we're not conflating Judaism and Zionism. So we don't hate Jews, we hate Zionism. But the way he's making out we're shaking our fists at rate at the Jews for how they act. We recognize that Jews are great people and they're victims. They've gone for a lot, and obviously we don't see them how we perceive them to see, because obviously we see the Jews as victims throughout the history when Jews were being persecuted for the Spanish Inquisition. We were helping them. We were inviting them to our lands, obviously. Because if you look through history, Jews have had a rough time. We Muslims recognize that we saw it firsthand. They were chased from their lands. They were deprived of their dignity. Yeah,
weren't they persecuted by Christians? I don't know.
Pagans.
Would you count by pagans? Because I always thought Europe before World War II. I've always been told that pre-World War II Europe was very anti-Semitic. And what happened in Germany was actually...
It was a mixture.
I don't want to say it's common in all of Europe, but it was they had pogrom. They had these things called pogroms I've heard of. So they did the whole thing of Israel, right? I remember I heard a great podcast about it. And they were saying that Israel is almost like the trauma of 200 years of being harassed by Christians in Europe. Because they had this Zion system of like, we got to build a place, because for 100 years before that, the Christians, specifically like French, I think it was France, but Germany, whatever, like Germany was just, they did the big one. But for years before that, like basically in Europe, if there's like an economic downturn, people could just like light up some pitchforks and go out and be like, let's just go get these Jews. They're doing it, whatever, right? So there's been pogroms where, I don't know why they're called pogroms, but like it's like program, but pogrom. And it just means like, hey, for tonight, you can just go after Jews in here. So those people are the ones, from what I've heard, are the ones who made Israel. And it's almost like that trauma is in the building of Israel. So not only did the Christians traumatize them into making it, but now they give them like $6 billion a year. And it's just so condescending to hear this guy be like, hey, guys, stop. Why do you hate Jews so much?
we hate the Israelis. Let's but obviously we do recognize Jews. That we identify with Jews. Obviously, they were persecuted for having identical beliefs, believing in one God, not worshiping idols. Obviously, when you read the stories of like Jews being like murdered for just having the same beliefs that I have, one God, don't believe in idols, we do feel for them and we do like empathize and we try to connect with them. But obviously, that's not the same as Israeli Zionists, which we despise and we can't find common terms because they're not playing fair, they're playing in bad faith. All of what they do, I recognize why they're act like this, because obviously they still have the horrors of the Holocaust deep ingrained into the mind, but do the means justify the ends? So,
dude, it's literally 150 years they've been working on Israel. Like people have been working on it behind the scenes and like putting things together and saying like, we got to do this. So it is like they've gone through a lot of trauma, and then that is a common thing. Like hurt people do hurt people. And even I remember when there's a country in Africa called Liberia. And apparently it was called Liberia because like Liberia means freedom, or it's like the same root word as like liberty or like liberation. So they basically freed a bunch of black slaves and gave them this country called Liberia. And then apparently like the first thing they did when they got there is just make other black people their slaves. It just it happens, you know. It is like, it's something that that we teach in loving kindness too, to always forgive and to just see is like, if you go back through the cycle of trauma, you just see that like people are just hurt and hitting each other back and forth. But definitely with Israel, like everything for the last 50 years, I'm just like, okay, man, you guys are being pretty unfair to Palestine.
They're
just
not playing in good faith.
They don't.
People can distinguish, because obviously my name is Have You Forgot the Uyghurs. I don't hate Chinese people, but I hate communism and the Chinese Communist Party. We can make the distinction. I don't understand why Jordan Peterson can't make the distinction, because obviously he may not hate feminists. He may not hate feminists as a people, but he hates that ideology. And that's the same with us. We don't hate Jews. We hate the people who are crazy, to be quite honest. Like anything, I'm sure we can understand the news. Why can't he understand the news? And why is he being so condescending? Like the way he says it, God, I don't know how he said it, but it was just it made me slap my head in shame. Like, is this guy serious now? Like, what is he talking about? God forbid, the Jews. Like, are they some kind of a parasite or something? Like, are they some kind of kryptonite that we're just so blindly hate? We don't hate the Jews. We hate the Israelis, but Jews, we have no problem at all. Like, if I see on the street, I would give them a shalom or whatever. Like, you know.
It's fine. Yeah, no, dude. I've always actually noticed that like Jews and Muslims actually have a lot spiritually in common. And it's almost like, you know what it is? It's like 100 years ago, if you told Christians that they would like Jews, they'd say, get the hell out of here. You're crazy. And then there's like a great documentary about it. It's called the Israel Lobby. And apparently like they just worked on the Christian pastors and they did a real grassroots thing to create this Judeo-Christian alliance. So over the last 50 years, they just became friends, but they've never been friends.
To be quite honest, like whenever I hear a Jew being attacked or whatever, my heart literally, it just drops. It feels, I don't know. I'm supposed to, like the way they perceive, like we're supposed to hate Jews, but obviously we see them spiritually the same. So when we see a Jew being attacked for their religion, we feel like, okay, if that can happen to them, we have the same beliefs. It can happen to us. But obviously, they just love God. They're being attacked because they love God so much, and we feel for Jews whenever something happens. We're not heartless, coldless barbarians beating our chests like, oh, like Allah Akbar. We understand that nuance and we can distinguish one people from another people. But what Jordan Peterson said is so out of touch. Maybe due to mental health, why he got it so out of. It reminds me of, remember, what's The Office?
Yeah. I love The Office.
Remember the racial diversity?
Yeah.
I see the difference.
Exactly.
Hello,
That's
Kelly.
exactly
You want a cookie? Cookie. Like it just, it's so tone deaf that maybe it's his mental health right now. He just thinks himself as a Lawrence of Arabia, but like you know, it is what it is. But we don't hate just Shias as well. Like, I'm glad you pointed it out that the Shia thing was political and it's from America. Because as we know, George Bush obviously through the yeah the Shias under the bus with Saddam Hussein. They tried to pick sides, and obviously the Americans left and left the Shia to the Sunnis. Those problems, the Shia Sunni problems, did not exist to this level before America
Yeah.
came in. Did not at all. They existed for like
Yeah.
thousands of years, but after 1990, that's when you see militias form up, and it's never happened before.
I mean, it totally makes sense. It's same with India and Pakistan and
Yeah,
how much
I'm
hatred they have
Pakistani
for each
too.
other.
Yeah, I'm
Oh, sick.
Pakistani too. Yeah.
Welcome, brother. I
Yeah.
feel like we're the same. It's like the same country. They should actually, they'd be better off, I think, everyone, if they were one country, maybe. But I don't know.
I
The
disagree.
fighting is like, I feel like got really ugly. Like, what happens is every fight creates another generation of trauma, and it can always be like exaggerated. So I think the British leaving India and the way that they partitioned the country, it caused a lot of fighting, a lot of killing on both sides, and then both sides have this trauma now where, and it's the same thing with the Israel Palestine. Although with Palestine, it's sad because it's almost like Palestine's paying for what Christians did in Europe. You know what I mean? It's like, at least with India and Pakistan, like it was them going to each other.
Yeah.
Israel is like, Palestine is just like, what did we do, man? Like, they are just blocked in and like they can't get out, whatever. But I do
It's a weird
see
life. Yeah.
British influence on that. What's that?
It's a weird life. Like, you're just native. Like, there's a story I heard about basically. You know, Bella Hadid, the supermodel.
Okay.
Yeah, her father,
Supermodel. Let's check it out. Just check it out. Bella Hadid.
Zayn Malik's wife.
Sick, okay.
Sister-in-law, sorry. She's like super famous.
Sick. Okay, cool.
So basically, she's like super famous. So basically, she's Palestinian. Her father, apparently, they just lived in the house like normal, and like they invited some Jewish people in, and those same Jewish people, took over the house, and like there's weird things of just the house can just be taken, and it's just it's a weird way to live. Like just have your house taken. Like it's
yeah.
I've
seen it. I've seen documentaries, man. I don't think I'll be able to find it right now. Wow, sick necklace. That necklace is so, I've never seen the pendant outshine the necklace that much. That's like better than rappers. But oh my god, fantastic. It's like a bra too. Holy shit, it's a bra necklace. Fucking rips, dude. That's like some royalty shit. But I remember I saw one where just some fucking happened to be Jewish. Just some fucking loser from New York. Like nothing worked out in his life. He's like 35, 40 years old. Nothing worked out, whatever. He gets some grant to do what you just said. Like he basically goes and starts living in a Palestinian guy's house. There's like a whole documentary. I got to find it. It's crazy. Like he lives in this Palestinian guy's house and the Palestinian's like, what the fuck are you doing here? Get out. And he's like, no, it's my house. The government of Israel said it's my house and my people have been oppressed for thousands of years and you're oppressing me. It's like, dude, you are from fucking New York, dude. Go home.
Yeah.
Go home, New York. And they have, you know what's crazy is like they have, and again, something that Jordan Peterson doesn't mention is that billions of dollars of funding like the takeover of Palestine come from these like right-wing Christians in America who think that like if everyone's Jewish here, then Jesus is going to come back. So all these documentaries, you're just like, how the fuck can they do this? Who's paying for this? Whatever. It's like funded by Americans. Actually, it's a lot of it is funded maybe more than Israel. It's American Christians who are like, so like you can go there basically if you're some fucking loser in New York, Jewish guy and you're Jewish. Okay, nothing worked out. Whatever. You can't afford a house. You can't do shit. They have like, if you're down to go live in the West Bank or in Gaza, they have like just these like mortgage programs for you. Go, the house is given to you. The mortgage is covered by some Israeli fund. And then another one is covered by like, and then you're there, dude. It's beautiful too. Like the houses are beautiful. The land, they have recreation centers. It's like crazy, dude. And it's all funded by some like, it'll just say even on the community center, it'll be like John D. Christensen's community, whatever. It's like just some American guy funded a community center there. And so they go swimming.
You know what I find weird? It's just like, what is laws? What is rules? Like, it's just what they do. So I've read a book recently called The Gun, The Ship, The Pen, and it's about the Constitution and how like a country may not have a constitution, And so another country, foreign country, could come in and decide, okay, you haven't got a piece of paper saying these are the rules. I have, these are the rules for this country from henceforth. But in Palestine, it's not unclaimed land. There's deeds. There's actual like what is like if a
Yeah.
person can just come into a house, overrule the existing documents and say your land, I'm a random person, but yep, I decide this land is mine. Where does that even that it's just a lot of it just confuses my head like how people can just come and decide I don't care about what's happened before. This is mine. How is that? It's like me going to I live in England, right?
Yeah.
Is that me walking down to a rich person's house saying, "I live here now. Forget your deed. I live here. It's my birthright." Some man,
Yeah.
I got a piece of paper where it says this house is mine, and God said it's mine. So this is my house.
That's
This is my
it.
house now. That's just. I don't see anything different. Like, and
Have you
also,
seen the Vice documentary?
I believe is it one of the best I believe I know what you're talking about. I
So
think I
Vice
do.
put out these like 15, 20-minute documentaries.
Yeah.
And dude, it's sometimes like the more dangerous the area, like the more the Palestinians
Yeah.
are like actually living there, the crazier
Yeah.
the Jew that they send in. So they had one guy, and dude, they literally to get the other tenants out,
Yeah.
Israeli cops came in with guns. They threw a thing in there. They basically evicted a Palestinian guy. So and this is like in the neighborhood. So they have to keep guard on his house 24/7 because the other Palestinians that are living there are like, what the fuck, man? You're like, you just took over this guy's house right in front of us and we're pissed. But the guy, then they cut to the guy who's living there, the Jewish guy, and he's like, I just want to see the dome. Because he can look out the window and he can see that dome. He's like, I want to see the dome. If I could see the dome, then I'm close to God. I love God. And he's just like staring at the golden dome. Wife is like hiding in the kitchen, maybe like 4 or 5 kids, but he is legit kook, like just nutso, dude. Who would
You know
live
what's the most contentious part? What is the claim of Israel? So basically the claim is theology. So their claim is in this book I have, it claims that God says this is my land.
Yeah.
But we live in a modern world where it should be secular, right? Israel should be a secular democracy. Why is it going for a holy book? And because what if the Quran said okay, a certain land is there so they can claim it, but it says in our book it's
Right.
ours so we can claim it. Whereas it's a democracy where it should have a secular democracy and it shouldn't be overruled by a theocracy, basically.
They could be doing what India is doing because in India there's a Hindu nationalist running it, and so what they just did, they just took over a big mosque that was taken over by Babur or something, but like some big Mughal emperor.
Guy.
Mughal guy took over the Ram Mandir, and they basically fought it in court. Come to think of it, they basically and that's what China does too, with the Uyghurs, but also with the Tibetans. And with India, and even now they attack India. And then if anyone asks any questions, they say, no, we're going by this old map. And they actually have an old map from the British Empire. So they're like, we have this British Empire map. We're going by that. So according to the British Empire map, China goes right all the way into India. And you guys are fucked. You know what I mean? Like that's what a lot of them do. They just have more money. But I guess this is dude, we have another guest, so I'm gonna switch over to Chainsaw in a minute. But basically, like we watch movies and we hear articles about like a takeover of a place. But really, this is how logistically it works out. Very few takeovers are just like I come in with machine guns and kill everyone.
Yeah,
it's actually a lot easier to do these slow, methodical. Even here in Canada, I went to a protest on this Indigenous land. And the guy like what they're doing, it's called settler colonialism. There's a deal they have with the Canadian government that you're not allowed to build houses on this area because it encroaches on Indigenous land.
Yeah.
They just, like 2 years ago, I don't know, like 5 years ago, some development companies like, fucking give me the land. I'm building 10,000 houses. And they had to like protest to keep it from getting built. And they're like fighting all the time with cops. There's always like these, it gets down to petty shit. Like with India and Pakistan, where they just run in more and they're like, okay, this is the border now. And they run in more and they're like, this is the fucking border. Like you can't stop it. I'm using the old map. So
cool.
I guess that's how it works out. But
that's cool. But that's it. I'm gonna conclude now because I've got a praise him. But yeah,
sick. Okay,
whatever
cool.
Jordan Peterson is crap. We don't hate Christians, Jews. We obviously have our differences, but obviously we strive for peace and obviously harmony in essence. But
Yeah.
yeah, we don't need we don't need pen pals. We already live with Jews and Christians and Shias. We do not need pen pals at all. We get
So
along.
you're
We work
rejecting
with
the
them.
pen pal idea.
We already know.
You're not going to go work on the pen pal. You're not going to
The
go write a
Michael
letter.
Scott idea. It's like something that Michael Scott would come up with. Like, no, it's not something serious and pragmatic. Like, we work with them. Like, what the hell, man? But yeah.
What the hell, dude? Thanks
Take
for coming,
care.
man.
Nice
Great
speaking to you, Palm.
All
I'm
right.
gonna pray now. Allah
Peace. Yeah,
Hafiz.
nice. God is great, brother. Not yes. Oh shit. Oh no. Chainsaw's coming up next. 4 Hour Life. You need to have some goddamn respect. 4 Hour Life. Yeah, Hindu nationalist. What the hell is this comment? Why can a Pakistani live in India? Very easily, but a Hindu living in Pakistan is treated like a dog and a second-class citizen. 4 Hour Life. Here's the thing that you got to remember, and this is what happens even with Americans, where they go, the Muslims are having 10 kids, and these white bitches won't have they want to get a dog. Yeah, because they're like, listen, man, when life gets hard, shit gets hard. And I get it. They're oppressing Hindus on that side, but that doesn't mean that you should oppress Muslims on the Indian side. 2 wrongs don't make a right. But also, like, it's a sign of how, like, the country's fucked, man. I mean, it's not like the Hindus suffering and the Muslims are having a great time in Pakistan. It's generally not that good, man. It's generally speaking, like, any kind of, I feel like, fighting and violence comes out of yes, 4 Hour Life. Listen, I get it. You're curious. And it's fact. It's opinion. I think a lot of Muslims would say that it's hard for Muslims to live in India too, under a Hindu nationalist government. There's been some crime and violence. There's been quite a bit of stuff against them, but then they do terrorist attacks too. Listen, 4 Hour Life. I'm just saying that this is not something to be mad about, because what you're doing is you're adding to that cycle of trauma. It's basically like, and yeah, like anyone in a tougher spot is going to do the more extreme stuff. Even with like terrorism, it's like saying, well, how come they're doing terrorist attacks? It's like, well, the Americans have billions of dollars, so they can just do a drone strike. How's a drone strike not just a terrorist attack? So it is like, there is this bias, I think, where you're like, there's a defensive feeling in your heart that they're allowed to do it to my guys, but why can I let them live here? It's like, that is just the wrong direction to go into. You know, we got to raise the vibration, brother. We got to raise the vibration. We want to bring people together. Okay. And that's why every Muslim write a letter. And you, 4 Hour Life, you write a goddamn letter too to Pakistan. And that's your homework. 4 Hour Life. I don't want to hear it. What's your name, by the way? Are you Neil? 4 Hour Life. Write a letter to someone in Pakistan. And that's it. And that's final. I'm going to play the end of this clip again. And then we're going to bring on Chainsaw.
Shiite community together, a place where people of goodwill could reach electronically across the divide, person to person, and to formulate the kinds of personal, trusting friendships upon which a lasting peace truly might be founded. A place where Jews and Christians, willing and eager to open communication with their Muslim brothers, might do just that.
Hold on. You know what? I just want to play this with some rousing music. Like, what do we have? Rousing, inspirational, copyright free. I got to start putting these. No, I'm going to put my own.
There's a task for someone looking for a purpose, and it's an open invitation to do just that. If you build it, they will come.
Yeah, that works.
If you build it, get in touch with me. You'll figure out how to do it.
This is his helping hand. If you figure it out, get in touch with me.
And I'll publicize it.
Just publicize.
Thank you. And to be convincing in those actions, even to those whose premature cynicism and skepticism
I just want to get the Jew line in, and then we'll bring on Chainsaw. This is
driven them into the towers of Babel, constructed by the avatars of the resentful intellect.
The music works.
Is there someone in the Muslim world willing to build an electronic system to bring people from the Sunni and Shiite community, are, in the ideal, fully redeemable, like me, rather viciously, are generally, say, 90% across the sectarian divide? Shiites, find a Sunni pen pal. Communicate with someone on the other side. Sunnis, do the same. And then, maybe, reach out tentatively
with the music, it's
or even,
rips.
heaven forbid, a Jew, because perhaps it is time for those who purport to be followers of God to act like it.
Fucking rip, dude. Chainsaw, what's up, baby? Thanks for coming in.
Yo, what up, man? How's it
What
going?
up? What up? How you doing, dude? What do you think of this? Are you Muslim? Actually, do you
Yeah,
mind
I
if ask?
am. I'm actually Arab. I was born in Kuwait.
Sick.
Yeah, right after the Kuwait-Iraq war, I was born. Yeah.
Ah, so you would have some. I feel like you're gonna have some interesting stuff to say about this. Tell us, what do you think? What's your
I
thoughts?
think like he definitely appeals to conservatives globally. It's not like about being Muslim or Christian or Jewish or anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Conservative values, I think, kind of transcend religion because like all religions kind of stem from the same place, especially
Yes.
like, the bigger ones. You know,
100% agree with you. 100% agree with you. We're actually not even fighting with each other. Our conservatives are fighting with your conservative, even with India, Pakistan, with everything. It's like, it's never one country against another. It's always the conservatives, the military people. There's people that want to fight, and then everyone else is like, what the fuck are you doing? I think that's true for Israel too.
Absolutely. Like there's like Muslims in like New York and Chicago and all these places that live like nothing like people in the Middle East. You know what I'm saying? It's just because like it's all practiced differently and like how the government kind of like plays a role into that too. You know what I'm saying? Like if you see Saudi Arabia right now, they're like shifting their brand of like Islam, you know? They went from,
they're
like,
backed by the US government to be more Wahhabist, right?
They used to be, but now like Mohammed bin Salman, he's like trying to like change it up. You know what I'm saying? He's like switching it up, making it more like liberal. He's like throwing these like huge
sex parties.
festivals. Yeah,
dude,
all this
the numbers on his sex party. So this motherfucker rents out an island. He rents out the island. I think it was like 50 guys, but then 400 women were hired to just be there for the weekend, for the day or for the weekend. That's a party, dude. You
know how
hired
he,
basically
like, got his
400
wealth?
sex workers.
Have you heard about him locking up his cousins and taking all their money? And
Yeah.
companies
No,
and
that
all
guy
this
rips.
stuff?
He's a dictator.
Yeah,
He's a legit dictator.
he's insane, bro. Like,
Yeah.
and that's like the problem with the Middle East as a whole. It's like we're run by like these dictatorship monarchies that have been in place for like hundreds of years.
Not
just
even,
because
dude. The Americans put them in charge in 1940 something. Dude, that was a World War II oil deal. Like that, you could see. I think whatever the president was, he's on a ship with this Arab sheikh, and he's like, "Hey, man, we'll give you the weapons to just control everything. You give us the oil at this price," and that's basically been the deal. And it's something that, Jordan Peterson is not going to mention that in his stupid.
Absolutely,
hey, you know what the problem is? Write a letter.
It's like when they killed the Khashoggi, the journalist for the what was it called?
Is that how it's pronounced? Khashoggi.
Yeah.
Everyone's calling him Khashoggi.
No, it's Khashoggi, bro.
Khashoggi. That's great. Thanks, man. The culture needed
no
that.
worries, man.
The culture needed that correction. Everyone's calling him Khashoggi. What the fuck?
So like when he got murked in Turkey, you know?
Yeah.
Like Trump was
him
like
up, but like put him, like they chopped him up and just sent him out in the drainage, I guess.
Yeah, and he's like an American citizen too, right? Am I right about that? I think he's an American citizen.
He is an American citizen. He definitely was working for the New York Times, but I think he was an American citizen. And like, this is why Biden's such a puss, dude. Biden's not like, they're all, I guess, but then he's such a hard ass, that guy, that Mohammed bin Salman, that Biden said, I don't want to talk to you because you did this. And then he's like, okay, well, there goes your fucking oil. There goes your oil. Like, apparently the oil prices are up because this guy is such a psycho that he's like, fuck you guys. I'm raising these. Like, he's just raised the oil prices.
Because like Russia stopped exporting to the West after like what happened with Ukraine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like they now got to turn to like the Middle East and like who's the biggest exporter, a bigger exporter than Saudi Arabia, and they need their oil basically.
Yeah, they need the oil and like that, and that's always been the deal that they made with them. Look at this guy. I love that he just wears the old Gattara. The Gattara is a great one. It is so there's such G's that like, see, this is what you got to do. You almost got to make sure that like they're like, I hate to say it, but it's like you got to get people wearing suits. Like this is so defiant, but I guess it's like a turban.
Yeah, basically, it's like the Arabic suit. Like that's what they wear for like centuries.
And you also need this in the heat.
Right.
When I was there, man, it was sexy, dude. They were so rich and you could see it. And they were like, you guys are nothing. You have nothing. Canada, they don't care. One girl, I was walking to a bus station there, and there's a Canadian girl who was like ahead of me a little bit. This guy pulled up and he goes, "Hey, blonde," hey, in like a goldish Mercedes. Like it was a white Mercedes with like gold stuff on it, plated and whatever. It was, "Hey, blonde, I get your condo." I swear to God, he goes, "I get your condo." And the girl goes, "No, thank you. I rented a place." And he goes, "Renta? No, you are blonde. Sit in my car. I get your condo." I think he was offering to buy her a condo. And then she was like, "No." And the guy's like, "Fucking prostitute, fuck you." And he just like skidded off. I swear to God. Dude,
it's probably like a prince, because like they're usually like they have the worst mannerism because they don't give a fuck even in their countries. They treat everybody like shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They could behead someone, I think. Like that's not even me being right. Like I think they're allowed to. And I was talking to a comic actually in Toronto. He lived in Saudi Arabia until he was like 5 or something. He said that when he was like 4 or 5 years old, he saw a guy get his head chopped off in the street.
Shit.
That's brutal,
man.
Yeah, it's
like,
brutal.
When I lived in Kuwait, like I've seen like a lot of fucking fucked up shit from like the top class. You know, they would do shit and they would get away with it because like everything is corrupt, everything is under their control. So
yeah,
who can you turn to at that point? You know what I'm saying?
No, you're screwed, man. You are under the thumb of a dictatorship that's backed by the Americans. But all of it could be changed if you would just write a letter. Why don't you write a letter, Chainsaw? Reach out to a Sunni on the other side. Reach out to a Persian. Is it like the Persians are the Sunnis and you guys are Shia? Like, what's the divide there?
To be honest, like in Kuwait, like where I lived, people coexist. There's like Shia and Sunni. Like it's not like each. You know what I'm saying? People are just like living together because there was a central hub between like Iraq, Iran, and like Saudi Arabia. All these people came to that place and made it into a country. So they all coexist in that spot. You know what I'm saying? It's a very small country. It has like 2 million people or something like that.
Yeah, man. And I do think that like it's so much more caused by the Americans than anyone's willing to admit. And when he puts up a video like this, it's just like just ignores all this history and politics and like how much the Americans fuck with them. Have you ever seen the Curtis LeMay doc? Do you know Curtis LeMay? Oh my God, I'm not gonna be able to find it right now, but oh my God, incredible footage. Curtis LeMay documentary. He has an incredible documentary, and it was like, no, I think I got the wrong guy. Incredible. This guy just does these incredible documentaries. Adam Curtis, actually, his name's Adam Curtis, and he does these incredible documentaries, and he has old footage in the Middle East, and he has these people from the British Empire, and they had these Persian guys running this I guess Baghdad, and they were like modern and smart and whatever. And yeah, this is it. It's from the Adam Curtis I Can't Get You Out of My Head series. I'll show you guys in a second, but like in the clip, they have these guys who are like just these educated Persian guys, and then they go, "No, we're gonna back the guys in the desert because they were religious." So like the British Empire just made a choice to back the more like the religious fundamentalists because they were like, they'll be easier to control. We'll be able to like, they'll have the values that we need or something. Like, I think it was like so far back, like in the 20s or 30s, it was at a time where they were kind of like, they still were thinking religiously.
Right.
So
I think I saw another documentary called Bitter Lake by Adam Curtis.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
That's
same
right?
documentarian. Yeah. It's not, I haven't seen I've seen Bitter Lake. I don't remember which one it's about. But this last one that he came out with has a bunch of footage from like the Middle East, and it is just these like, they just had the biggest like hick looking guys. Like they had these smart like these Persian guys in suits were basically like having coffee, and they're like, yes, we can run this country. Like they look like so legit, and then they just go to these guys in like the huts, hard asses, like kind of like how you go to like kind of like Afghanistan right now. You know what I mean? Like they went to those guys and like, you guys should run the country. And then they just gave them weapons and said, kick out those guys. It's your country now. And I'm pretty sure that's the same fight that's been going on there.
I absolutely believe that, man. Like,
yeah.
You know, and I feel like it's in their like kind of interest to like other us and not understand much about us. Like, what do the Western like regular person know about Arabia, or like how, like other than they're Muslim and they got oil, like what do they really know about like their struggles or anything?
They don't know. I mean, I guess we're living you could say though we're living in the like it never ends. We're living in this like an American empire, I feel like, and the fighting never ends. It's just a continuation of the Crusades. So on some level, it's almost like they're still fighting the Crusades. You know what I'm saying? Like they're still just continuing those traumas, even if they're not consciously thinking about it. It's the same kind of like the same issues are just kind of playing out there.
Right, absolutely. And I feel like it's like in the interest of these like big oil corporations to keep the same people in power, just in case it's like someone else comes in that have like a better head on their shoulder and they decide not to deal with them anymore. Then they will lose all the oil in the Arabia. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yo, I think this is it. Hold up.
And this deluded confidence was going to have very strange consequences for the whole world.
This guy's amazing, man. I love his documentaries.
Yeah, I do too, man.
This is Iraq.
After the First World War, a group of upper-class English men and women were sent to Baghdad to create a new country.
Fucking found the clip
of what had been the Ottoman Empire. The most famous was Gertrude Bell. She was the daughter of a baronet and had been a famous explorer. Almost immediately, hundreds of thousands of Arabs rose up, demanding independence. The British had been financially broken by the war, so they invented a new and cheap way of suppressing the insurgency.
Fuck this soundtrack, eh? I got to cut up the sound every couple of seconds or else we're going to get maybe demonetized, but god damn, he makes good documentaries, dude. He's incredible.
They used aircraft to bomb the rebels. They called it aerial policing. They took back control and set about creating the new country called Iraq. But because there was no money, the group could also not afford to survey the country. Instead, with no information, Bell and the others simply projected onto the Arabs that powerful romantic dream of an old England.
They literally were like, we want the Hicks. Like they were like, we want the old timey people or something like that.
Decided that the middle classes in the cities who had run the country under the Ottoman Empire were corrupt and untrustworthy.
They just want someone they can control, you know?
Yeah, they just want to take control. Corrupt and untrustworthy, or like, regardless, it's just bad decision making. These guys would have ran the country fine, and it would be like there'd probably be not much fighting right now.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
I also saw one of the commenters said like that Muslims need to assimilate. You know what I'm saying? I just want to speak to that for a second.
Who goddamn said that in the art congregation? Who the fuck said that? 4 Hour Life? Who said that? Muslims need to integrate. Don't be a hick, bro. Who said that? I made it to the live stream. This is my favorite channel, by the way. Thanks, Kira. Thanks, baby. Love you. Grooming Saudi next level. Wait, who said this? Poor Peterson. Do you have the name?
It was Yuki or something. Like it was like.
Oh, Yuki. Yuki. Yeah. Where's the Yuki? That's a cool ass pendant. Okay. I'm from the UK. One thing I have noticed is a lot of younger Muslims have hatred for Jews when the older generation don't. I don't know why. It's just something I've noticed. Okay, well.
I don't think Muslims hate Jewish people because
I've always found that there's a connection there. There is like a more loving emotional connection that goes beyond this fighting shit. It's like in a weird way, I've always seen Muslims and Jews because I know that stereotype of like they hate each other, but I guess that happens like you always hate the one you love the most, kind of. So it's like they love each other the most, but then right now they're like, fuck you the most. You know what I mean?
I mean, like, I have no problem with any Jewish person. It's just like Israel's a different story. It's just like the government of Israel. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
dude. I mean, you got to just like listen, man, write a letter, assimilate, and everything's going to be fine. That's basically. So did you like what do you think of my interpretation of the second half of that Peterson video? Because it's like the first point I got, the second point, it was almost like too deep. So yeah, do you want to just see it real quick, and then I'm gonna go to the next topic. But great chatting with you, dude.
Yeah, awesome, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, dude. We gotta. I mean, if it's a message to Muslims, we gotta include the community. Oh shit. Oh.
There we go. Oh,
you guys can hear it, right?
We don't see it or hear it. I don't see anything.
We must take
Okay.
the idea that the satanic
There we go.
impulse within is the prime enemy with all due seriousness. Second, we must understand that even those quite possessed by the spirit of Cain that attracts and drives confused and lost people to the
Wow.
Luciferian ideologies of the materialist utopians
I don't know
are,
what.
in the idea,
Like he did take a hard right turn into like the leftist communists are.
He's one step
Like-
away about talking about lizard people. Just one step away.
I know, right? I think I agree with you on that. I feel like it's such a conspiracy theory. Like it does sound kooky like that. Like why is he going? It's almost like if you get signed by DW, it's in the contract. They're like, you have to do a left-wing grip. Like you just work it in. So like first imagine they go to his house. They're like, okay, we got to do a video called, all right, what's next? Message to the Muslims. Holy shit. That's a good idea. Fucking right. Yeah. Okay. All right. And the contract says you got to include something about leftists. Yeah, no, don't worry. I'll jazz it in. He just threw in such a side tangent. Like, and by the way, the leftist communists are no better. I guess he's saying
redeemable and only partially consumed. Even the committed student ideologues who have, for example, attacked me and others like me rather viciously are generally, say, 90% or perhaps 80 reasonable and potentially civilized people who could still see the light.
wow, he thinks he's like throwing across a bone there, but like he's saying, is he saying? That's why I'm thinking like, is he saying like, okay, yeah, they're arguing, but no terrorist. Stop doing terror. Like, is that what he's saying here? I don't get it. I don't know exactly.
I don't get it either. Like it's just like too deep.
It is.
You know what I'm saying?
It is like
Muslims reach across the sectarian divide.
this is okay. Muslims is where he goes to the third point. But yeah, that second point, it is lost on me. It's like somewhere here he goes into the second point. Let's see if
From
we
your
can find it.
well-constituted psyches and productive, generous, and wise actions is so intense that people convert to your faith from sheer admiration. There's a goal. Second,
This is where the second point. Let's just figure it out as a community.
far more unites you with the other people of the book, as your own prophet himself, peace be unto him, forthrightly said, than what divides you. You all believe, for example, in a book. You all believe, for example, in God, and believe that you have an ultimate duty to that God. You are all followers of a prophetic tradition.
Wow.
And that is a tradition that unites the wisdom of the past with the vision and voice of those willing to see and speak truly and lovingly in the present. And you are all threatened, in a very real sense, by the system of vengeful Luciferian ideas that currently confronts all that is transcendent, traditional, and valuable on the sexual front, on the familial front, on the
wow.
conceptual front, on
Can you guys hear the music?
the psychological and sociological front, and, in the final analysis, on the theological front.
Yes. What a
So, how about
sermon.
we all quit squabbling over trinkets and details and face the real problem?
I
And I
understand
should
what
also
he's
point
saying.
out,
I understand what he's saying.
Okay.
Like,
Okay. You got it.
Muslims help us fight the left.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe that's what it is.
is.
Let's focus on the real enemy, the leftist communist. Is that it? The music works, eh?
He's like the Luciferian blah 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 on the sexual front. He probably means like gay people and all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It is like it is becoming like lizard people like that, where it's like
Yeah.
it's just the religious version, but he's talking about, oh, there's a corruption in the society and we should fight against that. Yeah, that's a good call. It's not such a side tangent. He's like focused. It really is a plea to the conservatives inside the religion, because conservatives love him across the board. So he's
Exactly.
telling the conservatives in the religion, like, listen, stop with the Christians and stop with the Jews. They're turning trans. So fix that problem first, and then we can figure each other out later. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, basically.
What an olive branch.
that it is not the individual carriers of the woke, politically correct, degenerate neo-Marxist ideas that should be regarded as the enemy either. First, we must take the idea that the satanic impulse within is the prime enemy.
See, okay, so this is where I'm thinking the satanic impulse within. What is that? That's what I thought he's saying. That's his way of saying terrorist. I don't know.
With all due seriousness. Second, we must understand that even those quite possessed by the spirit of Cain that attracts and drives confused and lost people to the Luciferian ideology of the materialist utopians are, in the ideal, fully redeemable.
Preach it.
And only partially consumed.
Preach it.
Even the committed ideologues who have, for example, attacked me and others like me rather viciously are generally, say, 90%, or perhaps 80, reasonable and potentially civilized people who could still see the light.
Tell them.
Muslims. Reach across.
Muslims. Tell them. I don't know, because that's definitely a new point there. This is where he does the how you fix it. It's actually very well structured. First, he does a welcoming to the Muslims. It's like a lot of my super fans, Muslim, whatever. Then he does point number 1, stop the fighting. Point number 2 gets in his left wing. He's got to do the leftist, whatever. But yeah, he's basically saying like, let's stop fighting with me and let's focus on the Muslim. Let's focus on the trans, the gay, the feminist.
Yeah.
Now he's in his prescription phase where he goes, just write each other a letter. Let's do it one more time.
Across the sectarian divide. Shiites, find a Sunni pen pal. Communicate with someone on the other side. Sunnis, do the same. And then maybe reach out tentatively.
Have you heard about Twitter?
Or even heaven,
yeah, I know, right?
forbid.
He goes, find me. I'll fund it. I'll publicize it. It's Twitter. It's like literally like a hashtag on Twitter. Why don't you just start a hashtag, dude? Wow, he is. That's bad.
A Jew. Because perhaps it is time tentatively to a Christian, or even, heaven forbid, a Jew. Because
it's so condescending. Heaven forbid. That'll probably tear your Quran right apart, won't it? Just send him a letter.
And I want to know, like, what Muslims does he know that are fighting with, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, who's fighting? Like,
who hates Jews? You hate Jews, but I mean, who? Yeah, no, I don't see it. I don't see the Muslim hate. I see it with like Israel, like I said, Israel, but that's like a political thing, man. They always make it into that. So crazy.
Absolutely. You know, and if you want to speak like honestly, you could see the Western hypocrisy with like how they like welcomed the Ukrainian immigrants, but when Syria was having like massive fucking shit happening there, they didn't accept them. Like people had to go to Turkey and then apply to like come to the West. You know what I'm saying? Even in France, like in 2011 or 2012, they were harassing like Muslim women on the beach just because they were wearing like burkinis. They were issuing tickets and like throw them out of the beach and shit like that.
That's that's crazy. And like, dude, I mean, with Poland in Ukraine, it's like Poland's getting like a sick deal, dude. It's just Ukrainian women, and they're fucking hot, dude. Like it's like you're just there as a government, and you're like, okay, the Ukrainian women only, or just these traumatized people from Syria. I mean, it's a tough spot. Like these Syrians are gonna come fuck shit up. Some of them, like the guys are the guys. You know what I mean? It's like any club. You're in a club. It's like if I was running a club, and you said, "Who are you gonna let in?" I'm gonna go with the Ukrainian women only. And dude, like it was like no men. It was like Ukrainian women and children. No men, dude. That's a tough spot for them. I can't really. I don't know. I want to be mad at the same time. I'm like, but yeah, I've seen the clips too of even in Ukraine, it'll be like a black guy who is in Poland. There's like all these viral clips of like a black guy trying to just get on the last train into Poland, and they're like, no, we're letting Ukrainians in. We're not letting black people in. Yeah, I know. Yeah, a bunch of those clips are going viral. Yeah, it's too bad. It is really like you just can't tell these people anything though. Honestly, I can't. Actually, one thing that we didn't even do yet, and I'm gonna wrap up after I read some of these comments, actually. But yeah, and then we're going to the next topic. But oh shit, what happened? What? How did that happen? Hold up, remove. We got to read the comments because, dude, you know the crazy thing about the comments. This is the best part. The comments, dude. They're all pro. They're all pro. Like so many are Muslim, and so many are like, I'm Muslim and I love it. Like I couldn't believe it. Okay, wait, you got to go down a couple. The most important information one can learn is within them. Okay, that's basic. As a Muslim, I have to say JBP is spot on. I've watched a lot of his lectures. You can see this, right? Yeah. I've watched a lot of his lectures, including on the Bible, which were fascinating. I've seen those two. They're actually not bad. We have more in common with the Jews and Christians than we are willing to acknowledge and admit. Come on, Atif. Are you really? This guy's a PhD and the Kate Bush fan club. What? Who is Kate Bush? We need to stop hating on them, especially the Jews. They are the people of the book. We need to focus on the positives. P.S. I'm currently reading the Bible from cover to cover. I also read 12 Rules for Life a few years ago. Atif Suleiman, PhD. You really? This guy has a PhD?
Not even Christians read it cover to cover. Why is he doing that to himself?
Why is he doing that, dude? You're trying too hard. Kate Bush fan club. Who is Kate Bush?
Not sure.
Who like this is interesting. I might have to just look into this guy's thing. Okay. Thank you for your inspirational speech, Dr. Peterson. As you said, our enemy is not the other people, but the demons, evils within us. I agree with you that we must open ourselves to others, as Mevlana Rumi said. Man, this guy's quoting Rumi. I love Rumi. Come, whoever you are, come, even if you have broken your vow 100 times. I really want to give that one a thumbs up, but I'm going to let it go. Did a brilliant presentation. Look nowhere but inside yourself to find goodness and evil. The best place to find Satan is within. Absolutely powerful. This line applies to us all. We have the choice to do good or evil. Be a warrior of light and peace. Wow. Okay, I would accept this message if it was a message for all, or at least a message for the people of the book, Muslims, Christians, and Jews. I don't see why you only decided to say this to Muslims. I do not agree. Okay, fine. One person. Dude, we're like deep in. Right. And it's got 8 likes, and I promise you the dislikes are through the roof. Look at these. This has 1,700 likes. This has 8 likes. Let's give that a like. We actually have always lived together. Unfortunately, despite my utmost admiration of you, you missed the spot. Okay, cool. I totally agree. Of course, not all Muslims view certain groups as enemies, and the majority of us strongly object to the violence that is occurring amongst members of our own faith. As a Muslim, I believe that the biggest jihad struggle in the way of God is the internal struggle that we have within ourselves, and many share this view. Peace to all, X. Way to keep it so positive. Oh, we. Yes, Jordan. I am happy that you are now awakening to the truth. This one's like, finally, someone speaking out against the Muslims. Others are awakening as well. I'll continue to pray for the souls of everyone else. We all must come together as one and love each. Hold on. We must love each other. If you are reading this, wake up. Something is coming. You need to be awake when it does. Do not be afraid. Okay, great. Okay, your speech is much appreciated. Although this is indeed a viewpoint from the outside looking in, this may not refer to all Muslims. In general, most Muslims, whether Shiite or Sunni, are not in against each other, for we are on the same path, living together peacefully. It would not really put us apart. The comment regarding dislike for Jews, this is something governmental, political aspect. I have Jewish friends, Christian friends. Yes, this is a great one. As a progressive Muslim myself, I relay a message, all is one. Whatever path you choose on a journey, hear them. Thanks for your input. Okay, great. Wow, 2 likes. Really? That's the not even. Dude, the other ones have like 1,700 likes. You gotta go hard, full. You gotta go pro only. Like this is 911 likes.
You gotta be a warrior of light.
What's that?
You gotta be a warrior of light.
You gotta be a warrior of light. Yeah. Dr. Peterson is an extremely honorable man. This dialogue is much needed today. Prayer hands. Wow. 16 replies, 911 likes on that. And this one could only get 1. As a Muslim, I have much respect for Jordan Peterson, but this lecture to us indeed oversteps the mark. Okay, good. Honestly, yesterday I only saw like positive ones, but still only 4 likes. Let's give that a like. Sick, man. Yo, thanks for coming, dude. Oh,
yeah,
hi,
thank
Jordan.
you for having me.
Okay, one more. Hi, Jordan. I'm a Muslim from Morocco. I have read 2 of your books, 12 Years for Life and Beyond Order, and I am also watching your videos on YouTube. Your books help me a lot. Keep doing the great work. Greetings from Morocco. That's it? Bro, you got to say something. 1,700 likes, 96 replies. Sorry, bro. I'm giving a dislike on that. Yo, thanks for coming, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. How do I leave the stream?
Good discussion. Here, I got you. That's it. Chainsaw, thanks for coming in, dude. Everyone who came in today, you are loved. We got to move on to another topic. before I'm getting canceled. You know what I'm saying? But yo, thanks for coming, dude. Appreciate it. Chainsaw. Shit. Jacob Bruce says good stream. Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for coming in, everyone. You are loved. There are more topics to go through, but that was an hour and a half, and that was a lot of fun, honestly. And what I'm gonna do right now, because there are people in the house trying to knock on the door, so what I'm gonna do. I got a very powerful thing that we can do right now. Actually, I am going to. I gotta do more of these. So I just keep the stream running and walk away. Wait. No. Wait. Okay, hold on. Share video file. That's the one. All right, babies. I'll be right back. Where everyone is happy.
Strange suicide at the 30th. It's very strange.
4 bodies. 6 bodies. 10, 12, 14, 16, 19. Grand total to 39.
39 people.
Federal agents first confronted a heavily armed religious cult near Waco.
911, what's your emergency?
There's 75 men around our building and they're shooting at us in Mount Carmel. Tell them there are children and women in here and to call it off. I hear a gun.
Who are these people?
It was such a love affair, it was such enthusiasm, such joy, and we worked such long days, but you just had the energy to do it.
A number of people simply followed fairly blindly the directions of their leadership, even though they were intelligent and well educated enough to have gone their own way. They didn't, because they surrendered themselves to this
This is where we expose the cults and the sinners who lead them. Make sure you subscribe to the channel right here, Cult Rehab, every week on the Drip, live stream on YouTube. Join into the comment section. Join the congregation. Listen to real brainwashing stories, sex scandals, cult rituals, unholy practices, all performed by these sinners heading up the cult. Listen to cult survivors getting interviewed and cult leaders getting roasted. Is someone trying to recruit you? Well, screw them and their cult. Join the anti-cult cult right here on Cult Rehab. Too many cults? Maybe I said cult too many times. I don't know. Sign it up. Come on in. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it for the community, for the culture, figure out what's going on, do the forgiveness. God is great. So make sure you watch Cult Rehab. It's not a cult, it's an anti-cult cult. Wow, beautiful graphics. Feel that love in your heart. Look at the puppies. Feel that love in your heart. Hold on. What's up, people? How you doing? Back from the break. 27 people. Holy shit. Is the culture also cult? Pop culture sounds like cult to me. Honestly, we got to start covering all things cult. And pardon my tingly look. I guess I'm just... There's so much source energy coming through that, like, it's very tingly right now. Hold on. 1 second. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go into the pool. That's it. I'm going into the pool. No, that's not it. No, I'm going to go into... Here we go. What's up, people? We're back. Welcome back. Oh, God. That was actually a very good spiritual discussion. So thank you, everyone, for coming to that. Couple of announcements. Quick, August 4th. Got a show in Mississauga, Ontario. It's going to be a ripper. And this Sunday, we have a new cult, ATI cult. Holy shit, dude. Can't wait to have her on. She's very cool. Very cool girl. Met her at a party yesterday, like a filmmakers party. Bunch of working filmmakers went to a party yesterday. I get invited to the parties. Babaji's making TV, baby. Babaji's making TV. Okay? It's not just this, but I gotta say, when I tell them I'm doing, if I said the word Twitch and people are like, oh my God, I'd like to talk to you, young man. Can you guys hear the music, by the way? Because I don't know, like, if you could see me dancing to it, but when those Jordan Peterson rippers were playing, it was so perfectly aligning to his speech. You know what we got to do? We got to read more with the music. The music is changing it up. You know what I'm saying? The music makes it sexy, dude. Are you kidding me? Can you guys hear the music? Tell me. I'm playing music right now. Can you hear the music?
What can I say? Tough titties.
Or no music. What can I say? Tough titties. Did you hear the tough titties there? Babaji, check John Bolton interview with Jake Tapper. He said the silent part out loud. America supports coups on independent nations. Interesting. Oh, John Bolton on Jake Tapper. Yes, I heard about this. This John Bolton is a war criminal. I feel like maybe now's not the time to go to... I know we do the cults. I'm going to save Abe for Sunday. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we should cover more of this politics. Admits to planning attempted... Oh, my God. Let's see this. You see this, people? You see what these sinners are doing? John Bolton, he's a sinner. Let's play it. Yeah. That's nice.
In foreign countries. John Bolton, a former U.S. diplomat and one-time national security advisor to former President Donald Trump, on Tuesday told CNN he'd helped plan attempted coups in foreign countries. Bolton made the remarks in response to accusations that Trump...
He's such a nerd, right? Like, you know, there's nothing more dangerous than a fucking nerd who got power, and then he's just, kill them, I don't care. Like, nobody wanted to fuck me in high school, just kill them. I work for America. You shut up. Like, that's what this is.
Pushed a multi-pronged effort to overturn the results of the 2020 U.S. election in a last-ditch and potentially
kill everyone. No one wants to have sex with me, so who cares? Just kill them.
Legal bid to remain in power. Asked about this allegation, the former Trump advisor suggested...
Doesn't he sound like that? What a Weasley dirt. Ugh. Yeah, I killed him. Why? Because nobody wanted to bang me in high school. That's why. Yeah, you want to bang me right now? You want to do it? Well, then I'll kill more people, idiot.
On Tuesday, the 45th president was simply not competent enough to execute a, quote, carefully planned coup d'etat, adding, quote, as somebody who has helped plan coups d'etat, not here, but, you know, other places, it takes a lot of work.
This is really like Michael Scott Day. First Peterson. You know what we should do is probably the Uvalde cops. Oh my God, that's actually makes me too sad. It's too much. This is fucking...
And that's not what he did. Bolton served as Trump's national security advisor, in quote, as somebody to execute a, quote...
You know how hard it is to do a coup? I did like 8. Trust me, it's not easy. What do you mean, why did I kill all those people? Because nobody banged me in high school, idiot. Shut up.
Carefully planned coup d'etat, adding, quote, as somebody who has helped plan coups d'etat.
As a guy who, I've done like 50, 60 coups, okay? It's not easy. You got to plan it. You got to have a bunch of guys who nobody banged them in high school. That's the only one who's going to execute. Everyone else is la-di-da. I'm in love. I have a girlfriend. No, you need 5, 6 guys like me. Nobody banged us in high school. 5, 6 guys like me get in a room. We'll do a coup. I don't care.
Not here, but, you know, other places. It takes a lot of work.
Not here, but, you know, in other places. It takes a lot of work, and that's not what he...
And that's not what he did. Bolton served as Trump's national security advisor in 2019 when Venezuelan opposition leader Juan Guaido called on that country's military to oust President Nicolas Maduro, claiming a recent election was illegitimate. Bolton supported Guaido.
I can tell you there's a lot going on beneath the surface. The opposition is in constant contact with large numbers of admirals and other supporters within the Maduro administration.
But Venezuela's military stuck with Maduro, who remained in power. Pressed on Tuesday by CNN anchor Jake Tapper to elaborate, Bolton said he would not get into specifics and did not mention Venezuela, but said, quote, "It turned out not to be successful." Many foreign policy experts have over the years criticized Washington's history of interventions in foreign countries, but it is highly unusual for U.S. officials to openly acknowledge their role in stoking unrest.
Wow. Even the journalist trying to be so professional was like, it is highly, it's actually very unprofessional for him to admit that. Thanks. Can you guys hear the music though? Tell me if you can hear the music. I'm playing again. This is called Flight to Tunisia. Very apropos for our episode today. Actually, you know what? I do want to show you guys that rest of that clip. Ah, there's that clip. Okay, so the guy who wrote... Not that I want to be this guy, and I know this is a little off track, and I know whatever, but... So the guy who made like the super positive, like, I'm a Muslim, and I agree with everything that Jordan Peterson said here, and I love him. This is his channel, Atif Suleiman, PhD, the Kate Bush fan club. Who's Kate Bush? Polish? Okay, that's fine. Nothing here. Impossible Mission Force, IMF. Interesting. What an interesting guy. What's the thing? Adam Curtis. No, let me just go here. History. Go to history. No. Andrew Tate. Too much Andrew Tate. Honestly, he'll wake you up in the morning. He is like a Peterson, eh? Who's watching Andrew Tate videos? Let's watch an Andrew Tate video after. He does rip. I just saw Andrew Schultz talking about it too, and I was like, it is coming up a lot. Okay, this is the clip from the Adam Curtis documentary. This is who they wanted to run the Middle East. This is why there's problems in the world.
Powerful romantic dream of an old England. They decided that the middle classes in the cities who had run the country under the Ottoman Empire were corrupt and untrustworthy.
Great footage.
Which meant that they had to be excluded from power.
They're just playing a game. This is who you want. Suits, reading newspaper, playing the game. Look who they pick. They're like, no, we don't want to pick these guys to run. They're already running the country.
Instead, power should be given to the sheikhs, who ruled the tribes out in the countryside. To the British, the sheikhs represented the true Iraq, because they hadn't been infected by the corruption of the modern world.
Why? I mean, this is getting racist kind of in its own right. Like, they're just really showing these, like... They were civilized Muslims, but they didn't give it to them. They gave it to the... Yeah. That's it. That's what they did. What is he doing? He's just like flipping his... This is honestly a terrifying image. Just a man flipping a thing. This is basically what he's doing. It's like if I took this... Imagine you came, right? And you're like, hi, we're here to negotiate the transition away from the British Empire. And he just goes, take off your clothing. Remove your clothing. Why she's wearing dress? Take off your clothing. Take it off. That's what this guy is. That's what he's doing. This is this terrifying human being. Like, what? Why would they pick these guys? Look at these nice Persian men playing games. The Persian guys are playing games, and it's true. Like Persians actually say this a lot. They're like we could have just ran this place. We were doing just fine. Like, look, they're playing games. They're hanging out. No women allowed, but it's fine. It's like 1940 or something. 30. There's only so much you can expect.
They had to be excluded from power.
This guy's playing some game, dude. This is who you want running the country. Chessboard. Playing some game. That's what you want.
Instead, power should be given to the sheikhs, who ruled the tribes out in the countryside. To the British, the sheikhs represented the true Iraq.
Yeah, that's what it is. They go, oh, but those men look British. They're wearing suits, playing backgammon. No. You should move to England. Like, they probably moved those guys to England or something. Like, you should be. It's almost like that's too good for these guys. They're like, no, who represents Iraq? And they just go to this guy.
Because they hadn't been infected by the corruption of the modern world. Their system was one of a natural order, just like in the England of the past. The sheikhs, said Gertrude Bell, are like great aristocrats. They will run a system that will maintain a natural equilibrium. The truth was that this picture of Iraq was completely detached from reality. The sheikhs were really marginal figures, while the Ottomans had begun to create a modern, progressive society in the cities.
Ottoman is the Persian, I think. Yeah, that's Persian.
The British now tore that apart and replaced it with a strange dream that had nothing to do with the complex
Dude, cigarettes? Like, does every Muslim guy smoke? I feel like if you're Muslim, you just smoke because they're not allowed to drink. They smoke, yeah.
Multi-layered society in front of their eyes, which was really rooted in the strange, dark fears that were rising up in Britain itself as its power declined.
Wow. It's like projection.
Then, in 1932, the British, facing an economic crisis at home, packed up and went, leaving behind them a completely unreal and unstable society.
Great documentary. I highly recommend it. Check it out. Can't get you out of my head. It's honestly so good. Like that. I mean, if you're like me and you're into this kind of like religious politics too, it's a banger, dude. Hold on a second. What the hell is going on with my source energy? It's a high source energy day, people. Hold on. Let me fix it. Tell me if this improves. What the hell is this? Okay. Well, here, listen. You're getting a high source feed today, people. You're getting a high source feed. Can you hear the music, though? Tell me if you can hear the music. And let's go to our next topic. What is our next topic? I do have to say for Cult Rehab this week, there's a couple of things I want to tell you guys about. One thing is Teal Swan. I don't get the issue. What's the issue? I'm hearing a lot of hate. Even Chris Shelton on Sunday was like, oh, she's a cult. Trust me. Watch the thing. She's a cult. And then even Dentalian Jones, our own from our congregation, Dentalian Jones, he sent me a clip of these girls doing a podcast about, it's called Sounds Like a Cult. It's all about Teal Swan. And it kind of reminded me like, you remember when Aziz Ansari got canceled? And you read it and you're like, what? He didn't do anything. Like, what the fuck is this cancel? It's stupid. You know, like, you're just like, okay, sorry, you hurt your feelings or whatever. He didn't go on a date with you. It was basically a cancel where like the girl meets Aziz Ansari. I don't know. She at first she didn't want to have sex. He just kept saying like, I want to have sex. Eventually bangs him, blows him, whatever. He doesn't call her back. And she's like trying to cancel him for that. But it was consensual. Anyway, listen. The point is that hers, it feels a little bit like that so far. But tell me if you guys have seen anything. Because I'm seeing people... Sorry, 1 second. Because I'm seeing just a bunch of people just ripping her. And I'm like, guys, what's the issue? By the way, everyone, make sure you check out the Twitch channel. Join the Twitch channel if you're over there. I got to start building up that Twitch, baby. That Twitch. No, let's do this. Twitch it. Make sure you support the Twitch, the Anti-Cult Cult on Twitch over there. Sign it up. We're going to actually start over there watching documentaries together. Yes, as a community. So if anyone wants to watch a cult documentary, and it's going to be all cult research on the Anti-Cult Cult. Yeah, of course. Because, listen, like Teal Swan, I don't get it. The teachings are tight. You know, and don't think like, and I don't think she's hot. I just want to say that because they keep talking about like she's so beautiful, she's mesmerizing the audience. Can you guys hear me? She's mesmerizing the audience, and she's controlling people, and this and that. And it's like I'm not seeing it. Mr. Chess says Teal Swan is a cult. What did she do exactly? Like 2 people from her upper circle committed suicide, and she talks about suicide, but every time I hear her talk about suicide, I hear her talking about it in a metaphorical sense. Like the way that even they would say with Jesus, like a lot of people say that even Jesus is a metaphor for dying, like the old self dying so that you can be resurrected one step closer to God. That's what they mean by death and rebirth. They don't mean like actually commit suicide. That's what they mean when they're teaching Christ consciousness. They're not saying kill yourself. They're saying let the lazy part of you, the inefficient, the coward, the one who's afraid to make a decision, the one who's afraid to put it out there in the market, to whip it out and slap it on the table. God damn it. That's what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? They're not, let the one who's afraid to whip it out, slap it on the table, let that one die so that you can be reborn, resurrected, one step closer to God. And that's what we're all supposed to be doing. I mean, sorry, I don't know what to tell you guys. You know, like I've shown this to you guys before too. Now you guys can say I'm a cult, but like this, you know, I've shown you guys this, the raise the vibration. By the way, if you haven't hit the like button, make sure you hit that thumbs up and let the source energy know that we are raising the vibration. Hit that thumbs up and say, you know what? We're hitchhiking to the Most High. Let's hit that button. Hit that button. So, yeah. Bolt says people are weak. They need no, but that's what this whole chart is. You're always at a set point, right? So, and you always want to be rising higher, and the universe is pulling you higher too. And your life situations are actually kind of pulling you higher. All the problems that you have in life actually are different problems that you're going to battle with. And at the end of battling with it, it will be a perfect journey that by the climax of it, you will die. The old party will die so that you can be resurrected. One step closer and closer and closer to the higher source energy consciousness. That's all it is. And that's all I'm seeing Teal Swan teach. But a lot of people are telling me she's a cult. She's a cult. I don't know, man. I got through an hour of the Sounds Like a Cult episode. And I was just like, I don't know what she did. You know what I'm saying? Let me just read this last. Oh my God. How long is this article? What's next for Teal Swan? No. Okay. What Teal Swan has said about being called a cult leader. Okay. What do I say? People saying I run a cult. Oh, wait. Let's play the music. What do I say to people saying I run a cult? She said on the Gateway. Here's the thing. A lot of people are going to demonize me because of my honesty. I have the perfect recipe for a cult, and I effing know it. Yeah, because everything's a cult, you could say. I have a demographic of people who are miserably isolated and who need belonging desperately. Geez, well, don't just rip them like that. They came to you for guidance. You should be lifting them up. That's what makes me safe. These people are desperate. Jesus, don't, like, yeah, she's a cult leader. Why is she talking about... See, that's like, it's almost like if we're watching the show and I'm like, look at them in the audience. Bunch of desperate, look at Bolt. Desperate, talking about his insecurities. Look at Bolt. People are weak. Yeah, Bolt. This whole congregation is weak. Bunch of pathetic, miserable, desperate little. Look at Mr. Chess. Teal Swan is a cult. Hey, Mr. Chess, maybe you're weak. Maybe you're desperate. Gorguruga, so desperate. Some of those baby yoga videos are nuts. Baby yoga videos. Teal Swan baby yoga? Are you sending in a okay, let me look that up. Muslims in India drank alcohol more than water in 24 hours span. Sumant, can you just cool it with your Hindu nationalist propaganda? Now's not the time, dude. Now's not the time for your Hindu nationalist propaganda, Sumant. Just cool it. Gorguruga. Ottoman is Turkish, isn't it? Oh, yes, you're absolutely right. It is Turkish. It's not Persian. I'm so racist. Holy shit. Sorry, guys. My bad. Go to Turkey. Why? It's a shit show with inflation already. Sumant. Cool it. Salah, Salah. Arabs are really underestimated. Go to Turkey and you'll find Arabic, Iran, Pakistan, Africa. It's true, man. Turkey's, of course. Dude, Now that I know that Turkey was another empire, of course, dude, they're supposed to be in charge. But the Persians had an empire too. And I feel like they were connected with Ottoman. No, but you're right. Ottoman is Turkey. Ottoman is actually the true, like, if you say that, like if you consider that, like, there's a lot of people who say that the Crusades never ended. The Crusades never ended, meaning the fight between Muslims and Christians basically is what I would call the Crusades. It's never ended. It's always just morphed and changed, and now we're fighting a new version of it. If Turkey, of course, is the Ottoman Empire, because Turkey was Constantinople. And these Westerners, these Christians, they're not going to be happy until they take over Turkey and they turn it back into Constantinople. That's next after Palestine. I'll tell you that. But Salah says no, they were too strong. They will not stand for it. Listen, man, I hope the fighting stops. I don't want any more fighting. Sumant Kardiala. Yes, Andrew Tate. You probably love him, you Hindu nationalist. Just kidding. I am saying, is there even an anti-cult movement? Or is there just a gay liberation from cult movement? What? Why are you saying gay liberation from cult movement? Both. That doesn't make sense. I am saying, you always sound crazy when you start with, I am saying, is there even an anti-cult movement? Well, actually, I think we are an anti-cult movement here. We're an anti-cult cult. And I was telling people about it yesterday, and they really like that name too, anti-cult cult. And by the way, if you go to twitch.tv/anti-cult cult, our thing on Twitch is anti-cult cult. And I think on Reddit, it's the ACC. Join the Reddit one too. Holy shit, I got to start including these. Reddit, anti-cult cult. We have a Reddit, people. Why is there an anti-cult movement? Okay. Well, we have a call. We'll put that in there. But anyway, thanks for coming, everyone. You are loved. We are the anti-cult cult. Yeah, we are the anti-cult cult. Yeah. And there's nothing gay about it. Okay, Bolt? Just cool it. Or is there just a gay liberation from cult movement? What does that mean? Bolt, you got to tell us again. I don't know what that means. Yes, correct. We are the anti-cult cult. Okay, so she's already called her people desperate like 5 times. They need my approval. Okay, don't. I guess you can appreciate the honesty. They will do whatever the hell I say. Okay, now it's a cult. The only reason that it is not steered there is because of my ethics. I've lived in a cult. Not helping the cause. Saying that she lived in a cult too. Okay, now I really think you're a cult leader. It's crazy how I came into this trying to defend her. You know, and then she says this, and it's like, okay, well, then I guess you're a goddamn cult then, you psycho. This is the anti-cult cult. Oh, yeah, well, that's pretty, yeah. In telling her personal story, she has alleged that some of the abuse she suffered was at the hands of a satanic cult, a memory she had repressed and dug up through intensive therapy. There is nothing worse than being accused of leading a cult when you grew up in one that is incredibly horrific. Teal continued on the podcast, which is why there is no financial buy-in like there is in a typical cult. There is no consequence for leaving. People do it all the time. I teach people to follow their own internal guidance system. That is probably the worst thing you could ever do if you want to have a cult. Interesting. In 2021 appearance on the Shay Rottenborn show, Teal again addressed the cult talk, saying her critics continue to say that about her because they know it's going to scare people off me. Right, but why do they want to scare people off you? Why? But again, I'm not seeing anything that bad, right? Teal Swan defends her methods. Some call Teal Swan dangerous. Okay. What is the completion process? See, again, I think the completion process... Okay, so this is what's getting culty. Let's look at this. Though she goes on to detail the 18 steps involved, Teal describes it in her book simply as the process of putting yourself back together. And if that entails smashing yourself apart first to find the broken bits that were preventing you from being really whole, then that's what needs to happen. Okay. Talking to a group at the start of a retreat on the deep end, she warns them that they may end up realizing things about themselves that result in serious reconsideration of their life choices, even ones as irreversible as the decision to become parents. My rule is, Teal says, if you want to come within 50 miles of me, you better be ready for the deepest end of the pool, baby. Okay, well, honestly, I would say, as someone who's running an anti-cult cult, and as someone who has a congregation myself, I'm going to just be on the side of like, if you already had kids, you got to figure that shit out. You got to just get the job done, raise them until they're 18. Then you do whatever you want, but you can't just like not love your kids anymore. That's not an option, I think. I'm pretty sure, according to God, I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to just be like, oh, that's the wrong decision. Never wanted to have kids. Like your kid's 5 years old and you go, actually, I went to this Teal Swan thing and I realized I didn't actually want to have kids. She breaks you and then you re-put yourself together. So before I was at the broken me wanted to have kids. Once I broke it completely, put it back together, Teal Swan said, you don't need to have these kids. No, it's not acceptable. The guests break off into small groups and are tasked with trying to relive the worst moments of their life. Oh, also weird. I would never do this. You see that, people? Make sure you hit the like button because this is something that your Babaji right here, I would never do this. This is honestly my activities. I'm planning my first loving kindness meditation live show. It's going to be like joke stuff off the top and then silly activities. You got to do silly activities. Like I want crowds of people cheering my name, but that'll be in the mantras. They have to repeat it. Or when I do the attendance, I want them to say, I am here, Bhagwan. But they're facing the front. They're facing me when they say it. That's the kind of stuff I want to do. Silly stuff, silly kooky stuff. I am here, Bhagwan. But when we videotape it, it looks like they're saying it to me. Also, laughter meditation. Yeah, I'm going to rip some laughter meditations. But then we go into the heart, a journey into the heart. And then after, if they wake up and I'm DJing and we do a dance party, that's a ripper too. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe Babaji's wild like that. But what I'll never do is tell someone, hey, man, you don't need to have those kids. That was the broken part of you that had the kids. You can just get rid of those kids now. I'm not going to do that. Okay, but let's look at youtube.com/thedrip. Let's look at community. What's happening in the community, stupid? Let's share this. That's enough of Teal Swan. I don't want to talk about her anymore. The source energy is coming in real hot now. So we got to get to another big video here, and I'm going to play a song. Can everyone hear the songs, though? I just played another one. That's too sad. I like this. I like that song. That's a good one. For discussion, additional karmas. Look, the Japanese cult. Let's do that next time. Okay. Okay, the Strong City Daddy. This one, you got to see that. This is great. This is great. Enough of Teal Swan. We've listen, just do the teachings. Don't go to the event, obviously. It sounds like a psychotic event. Don't go to it. And you'll be fine. So this is going to be a future guy that we review on the show. Be expecting a cult review of this guy. And man, I really got to get the hell out of here. This is getting sad. This is the leader of the Strong City cult. And hold on a second. I'm just going to see if I can fix my... What is your problem, bro? Useless. Okay, cool. Well, whatever. Let's do this one clip and then I'm going to get out of here. And then the Abe thing, let's do that on Sunday. Yeah, let's see the Moonies connection. We'll do it on Sunday.
God came down on Michael and forced him to consummate with Christiana. I mean, it was a terrible, strange act of...
She's kind of smiling already. That's his wife, Christiana, and then his dad is the guy who started the cult. This guy's a real psycho, people. Cult secrets revealed right here. This is the only channel you're going to get it. Wayne Bent, sad cult story. What he did to his son.
God, he did a...
Why is she smiling?
Astonishing thing that I was astonished, and so was Michael.
Michael had made no mention of sleeping with his son's wife. And I got the feeling this was a story I wasn't supposed to hear.
She's so cool about it.
And when Michael found out I knew, he asked me for an opportunity to explain just how God had made it happen.
He's so happy.
I stood up like this, and suddenly I was forced down on the floor, and I had to get down. I was down just about like this.
Well, see, God make it. God make it. This is a classic. This is like this can actually bring India together with the West, because people in India do this all the time. They'll fucking scam you. They'll steal your money. They'll bang your wife. They'll do all this shit, and then you go, "What happened? Oh, what can I do? God make it. God make it. God make it. Oh, God." That's what they do. They do the old, who am I to doubt God's plan? If it happened, then God make it. Everything in life is a God make it. And if God make it, then God make it. What can I do? God make it. That's basic classic, dude. This guys, you see that all cultures can relate. This is so real.
And I was in pain, and all I could do was groan. All I could do was kind of rock. And I started seeing that the consummation with Christiana was imminent, and I was going to be, I was going to have to do that.
I was just laying awake, and I was thinking about coming over here. And I said to Father, I said, when I go over there, if Michael invites me in, I will ask for the consummation tonight.
Oh. 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 Please, Daddy. Please, Daddy. Don't make my wife Daddy. And Daddy goes, what can I do? God make it. God make it. My son, my son, my son. God make it. God say. This is a real how it look. How it look in the community. How it look. How it look.
So was it just a single occasion, this literal physical consummation?
No, it wasn't.
But you consummated more than once?
Yes, yes. Yes.
Why is it necessary to consummate more than once?
He's so happy. What's up, guys? You like this? You like this cult material? Good vibes. Yeah, good vibes. Eh, Sumant? Elon dad has a kid with his stepdaughter. Elon dad has a kid with his stepdaughter. Oh, Elon Musk? Sumant, you've said this like 4 times. What do you mean? Elon Musk's dad? That smile, Samson. Sumant, you better watch it with these accusations. Are you saying that Elon Musk's dad, or is one of these guys named Elon? Elon dad has a kid with his stepdaughter. Well, Woody Allen did that too, I guess. Not that I'm saying it's okay. Obviously, in our congregation, this is wrong. And you are all forbidden to make moves like this in life. You're all forbidden. Don't do it.
Could you not answer that question yourself? When you marry a wife, do you consummate only once? Does she stop being married to you after your wedding day?
The world.
That's good. He stanked him. That's a good. Mr. Angelos. Steven! Elon Musk's daughter disowned Elon because he is now a woman. What? Oh. 4-Hour Life. You're going to have to send me an article. Errol Musk.
They would look at it a different way. You know, they would just see that an affair happened or something. But that's not what happened.
I finally understood why so many can't wait for the end of the world and the bodily ascent to heaven.
That's his wife, eh? Yeah.
That Michael has promised.
They're all so sad. They're just like, why did God do this? Come on, God. Peace to you, Mr. Angelos. Peace be upon you. Thank you for saying it.
Years has left many broken, crushed by what Michael has put them through. He agreed to let us return in the few months left to see what the end of the prophecy would bring.
A baby. Had another baby. Wow, what a silly cult. What a silly Billy cult. You know what I'm going to do? We're going to call it there. Thanks, everyone, for coming. Wow, that's a 2-hour rip. Honestly, message to the Muslims. What a beautiful message. What a beautiful message that we shared today. We got together as a community. We got together as a culture. We raised the vibration. We, we had some laughs and we had some cries, didn't we? But in the end, let me tell you something. You can't join the cults, okay? We're just here to raise the vibration. We are here to raise the vibration. That's all we can do, people. That's all we can do. And yeah, let's hope we did that. Let's hope we took the division and hatred of a Daily Wire and we turned that around, people. That's what we did. We brought the culture together. We let the people know. I'm actually glad that there's more comments on that Peterson video that are like more, fighting against him. So that's good. That's good news. And good news, we did God's news. That's everything that God wanted me to talk about. Rip them dabs. Ripping them dabs. What's up, baby? Great episode. Thanks, Amish. Yes, correct. Peace to the Amish. Elbow cough. What's with the peace be upon him? I like that at the beginning of the video, Peterson was like, and that is why your prophet has ordered it. Peace be upon him. He did do the peace be upon him off the top, so he did it right. That's it. Get funky with the music. Like I said, Sunday, great cult rehab guests. I know you're all going to be there. It's going to be a fantastic episode. She was in the ATI cult. Very fucked up. Very patriarchal, but not like the one that we just watched. That was ridiculous. That's out of control. That's true. And then, yeah, we will get into the ex-prime minister. I think he was a Mooney. We got to talk about that. Yeah, of course. Nobody's talking about it in the media, but we're going to talk about it. And of course, this is my training. I'm training with Baba Sama Harish. Don't ever forget that I am training with Baba Sama Harish at his digital ashram. And his number 2 class is loving kindness, by the way. Powerful class. Mac23806, thanks for coming. Yes, Mr. Enginos, 4-Hour Life. Sumant, Zemzem, Chainsaw came on the show. Thanks for coming on, dude. Appreciate you. Valerie Parker, what's up? Mr. Chess. Nachama, very good. Gorguruga, that's correct. So many people here. So many people to thank. Yuki, Richard Matthews, Turnips, Don Ice. Don Ice, thank you for informing me on that. That's very good. Make sure everyone you hit the like button because that's how we let the algorithm know that we are raising the vibration. Let the algorithm know that we are raising the vibration. Burrell Investment says NC6. I don't know what kind of ridiculous code word that is. Play me at the sorcerer night. Okay. That's great. That's great that the community's playing together and doing stuff. Have you forgot the Uyghurs? Thank you for coming. Jay Gabru, Zaid Mir. A lot of good people here in the community. So thank you all for coming. You are loved, and we'll see you on Sunday. Peace.